Kitchen!
Hey, Internet. How's it going, everybody? Good to see you today. After work stream, huh? I couldn't hold it in, man. I wanted to get this going. Wanted to do a little bit of a chat, talk about some stuff, get some ideas going, maybe review a thing or two here, some Guilty Gear Strive, but honestly, to be real with you, I just want to talk about these bad boys. New sub badges. Poof. How's it going, everybody? Good to see you. Yeah, there they are. New sub badges. I guess I should say, what, loyalty badges or something? Nice table, right? This is usually what I use my laptop on when I'm doing my remote work. I usually have it over here. I got my like Chromebook and shit on it, but you know, since I gotta chill out and play some shit today, or since I'm chilling out not playing some shit today, figure I'd just put it here to have something to rest my mouse on so I can kind of manipulate a little bit better. Usually I do it over here on the couch and it doesn't work very well. But yeah, these are the loyalty badges. Good shit, huh? They look really pretty. I don't really... It's really hard to think about this stuff. This is the hard part about, for me, being a streamer, is that this is important. You know, you got to do stuff like this. You got to grow your channel and be a big time streamer or whatever. You know, you got to make things all nice around here and shit. I don't really do that very well, right? I mean, my front page is kind of outdated info. I haven't game tested in quite some years, and yeah, my time's all different. I don't really bother updating that shit. But this was something that was kind of brought up maybe a couple weeks ago. When was it the last time we were playing Resident Evil 8? Basically, I was playing Resident Evil 8, right? And Vexthorn made a pretty good point that I've had access to loyalty badges for several years, and, excuse me, never really came up with any ideas. I wasn't sure what to do. So, I mean, when I started streaming, obviously I wasn't an affiliate. I streamed way back in 2013, before virtually any of you guys, right? And streamed off the PlayStation 4. Everything went really well. I had a lot of fun, and you know, about maybe like I want to say maybe like a year later, I moved from that onto like a laptop thing, and then I grew a little bit from there. I had a couple of you guys from there, and then I got this nice PC and shit. And I don't really remember when it was. I want to say somewhere around Dark Souls 3 was when an affiliate status started dropping. I can't really remember exactly what it was. I can't remember when it was or what the deal was there. But it was a long time ago I became affiliate. I think I had been streaming for like 3 years. And then this affiliate program came out, and I'm like, okay, cool. I can potentially have subs and stuff like that, right? Well, I didn't really think it'd be very much of a big deal here. But, I don't know. It ended up, some of you guys started subbing, and it kind of grew a little bit. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. What up, Kroger? How's it going? Are you rage quitting Strive in advance? Please answer in 30 when this ad is done. Man, I'm sorry you get hit with... I get hit with those too, man. Alright, I'll give it a bit. But basically, to continue the story, yeah, I mean, I've had an affiliate status for at least 4 of the 7 years that I have been streaming. How's it going, Kroger? Good to see you, man. No, I'm not rage quitting Strive. There's going to be a lot of butt hurt in my future, so look forward to that. You know me and my fighting games. I get fucking worked up like shit. But I'm looking forward to it. It's the only thing I'm looking forward to, man. I have no hype for anything else. There's nothing out there that I even want to get, like, remotely interested in, right? Nothing. So I'm getting excited for fucking Strive. I think it should be good. I mean, it's like the game that's supposed to be tailor-made for fucking assholes like me, right? Who can't fucking remember 2 different mechanics at one time. The guy who hits the RC button never really knowing what color RC he's gonna get, right? What Roman cancel he's gonna get. Is it the red one? Is it the blue one? The yellow one? I'm still gonna be wondering. I'm gonna have no idea. But they made the game for dudes like me. No, so I'm not rage quitting. Not yet. And the rollback netcode, I'm really hoping is gonna be good. I'm really hoping. But I'm still looking forward to it like crazy. We'll talk about it some more. In fact, I got my YouTube stuff. We'll talk about the beta and shit. I want to address all that. I played both betas. I think there was 3. I played the last 2. And I really enjoyed the last one. I enjoyed both of them, but I never really like talked about it. I didn't really kind of go into any detail at all because I kind of wanted to wait until later on when we're closer to the game's release to kind of look back and see if there's anything we could talk about change-wise. You enjoyed the broken legs? I loved Alex's Broken Legs, that's true. The game which shouldn't be mentioned, the game of which I spent way more money than I should have. Yes, it was true. I loved the Broken Legs. The backward legs were great. Funnily enough, I did better with Macaulay. I've been watching Mike Ross play Street Fighter V. It has been, I don't know how I would describe it. It's been kind of cathartic for me watching somebody who I know is good at fighting games play a fighting game that really plays in such a way that it almost feels like you're playing in an opposite direction from the way that you think you would play a fighting game. Like, the way that I understand how to do fighting games and how to learn them, Street Fighter V is like, encourages you to go kind of the opposite direction. Watching Mike Ross lose it over that shit, it's just been crazy. It's been crazy and almost therapeutic, because it's kind of like, yeah, that's what I think too. You know, he's like, I'm gonna do this and that, and I'm just like, yeah, that's right. That's what I was thinking when I was doing that with Macaulay. You know, it's never changed. Even after all these years, you still are really looking to get some crush counters going, and like, there's just no real reason not to try and throw out your nice big hit buttons and shit like that. Really I mean, you still have to play a really good game, and Mike does it and I don't, but he still is revolving his gameplay around that Street Fighter V mentality. It's crazy to see. You have PlayStation Plus. Yes, I absolutely have PlayStation. I forget what I guess it's just PS Plus. Yes, you can't have a console and not have that. You know, you can't do it. It's fucking, I mean, you're kind of gimping yourself, right? There's no way that you could get a console and then not have that. Download versus 5 US. Oh, Virtual Fighter 5 US? Bitch. No, I won't do it. I will not do it. I'm afraid I don't like the absorb style net play. I'll tell you what, though. If you're interested, I ended up playing Virtual Fighter 5 Final Showdown in the Yakuza game. The last one that I played, that one, I actually played it in there, and I gotta tell you, it was pretty damn fun. Beating up on the computer while having no idea what to do. But I could easily see myself getting extremely frustrated with Virtual Fighter, simply because it plays really slow. Yeah, you play Tekken. Now, Tekken, here's my take, alright? Low tier take time, here it comes. I hope you're prepared. Virtual Fighter 5 is cool. I like it. It looks cool and all that stuff. But it's really, really old, and it's really, really slow. I mean, you don't move in that game. It's so hard to move in that game. There's like a built-in delay when you press buttons and stuff, but it's like by design, right? Now, Tekken has a similar kind of feel, but it's not quite as pronounced. And then you can get around it with like that Korean backdashing stuff and all that kind of stuff, right? I mean, you can get through it in Tekken to the point where it feels like you can interrupt stuff and kind of steal turns and things, and it brings a little bit of mobility to the table, and then it's actually pretty fun that way. In VF, you take turns. In VF, I guess that's what it is. You have to take turns. You can't really do anything else. I like that idea, but like when I was playing it in Yakuza, it didn't feel very good in the hands from like trying to learn it. It felt good to kind of hit some buttons and do some things with, I think it was like Lei Fei, I think I was playing. The Shaolin guy, he looks really cool. But if I actually had to like try and learn how to play the game and actually like adjust and do things and tackle it like I do a normal fighting game, I think I would feel upset. I think I would get upset about how long it takes to do things and make a move in the game. You know what I'm saying? So Virtua Fighter, I absolutely love looking at it. It sounds good, like the audio. Obviously, they did a great job with this. I guess it's a remake because it's in a new engine, right? But there's, I'm really turned off by the netcode not being, modern day netcode. It's once again some kind of weird delay netcode, but it's got like dedicated servers, and people are shitting the bed because it's like racist netcode, where there's only certain servers in certain places around the world. So it's like totally avoiding Africa or some shit. It's like the most racist netcode yet. Really weird. And totally unappealing because it's just delayed based netcode, but using like a third person server or something. I don't really know. I don't really understand how that differs exactly from just your standard at home delay based system. But I can tell you that it is not rollback. It is not the modern day rollback. I should say modern day rollback, right? Because old ass rollback was pretty whack. Probably about as whack as delayed. But, modern technology and shit, we now have the integration of rollback with delay, and that's basically what modern rollback is, right? It makes the connection more consistent. And you're saying the third party, I guess that would make sense. If you're connected to a server and then the server is managing everybody's inputs, that would make sense that everybody's kind of on the same level. But that's kind of like, you're kind of agreeing to building in some more delay, right? You're kind of like, yeah, okay, both of you guys are going to be like 8-frame delay. That way everything is consistent, no lag spikes. But then again, if you get lag spikes, if you get like a Wi-Fi signal that drops in and out, which happens with Wi-Fi for sure, there's nothing to compensate for that, right? You're still dealing with a freeze frame scenario or something weird like that, like in Tekken where everything just freezes up. Like, I don't think there's any correcting that, right? Wi-Fi warriors ain't never going to be pleasant. No, they never will. But, I mean, you can at least minimize some of that stuff, even on rollback. It's true, but the thing about rollback is that it will actually try. It will actually try and use clever ways to do stuff. Like, there's so many videos, so many tutorials about how rollback works that I'm almost convinced just by watching it. You know what I mean? I've only ever played the betas in Strive, which felt great. But I can't confirm whose connection is on what and anything like that, so I can't say exactly to what level how good it is. I can only say that it's a really, really playable experience, and I had zero issues save for when I fought the guy from chat, Lord of Chaos. When I actually had a match with Chaos, the game froze and locked out because he was on Wi-Fi and his internet cut out or something. So, yeah, I don't know. But at least rollback has like really clever ways of masking up bad internet. What we're basically saying with wireless here, we're saying bad internet, right? If this dude's got fucking Fisher Price internet and I'm over here with my Mexican Fios, 1000G upload download, and then this guy has to share with little Timmy, in the playground in the behind McDonald's, like, that guy's internet is going to suck. But rollback will make it so that it might be playable. Delay has no chance. Delay will have no chance at making a playable game with that guy's connection. It is Fisher Price internet, and so you will have Fisher Price internet. That's what it's going to do. It's going to take the Fisher Price and make you play by his rules, which basically means the game's going to freeze every couple of minutes for however many seconds, or it's going to lag up intermittently while you're trying to do a combo and all your shit's fucked. Rollback at least tries to keep your side of things, the feel of the game, consistent by changing the state of the player's inputs without you really seeing. Like, if you're holding forward and then a lag spike happens where there's no more communication, rollback is going to be like, well, the last thing he did was move forward, so we're going to keep him doing that. And then if things catch up within a few frames, hopefully a few frames, then the game catches right up, it receives the information, and it goes, oh, look at that, the guy was moving forward the whole time. We don't gotta correct shit. But if the guy did something else like jump, that's where you see that teleportation stuff, right? Now that's true as well. Rollback, a magical solution. Now, rollback, when it is properly used and utilized, is actually quite magical. How magical are we talking? Well, I just described a situation where the system actually thinks that you are doing something when it no longer is getting info from you. And it's kind of a weird system. Again, I'm not the best person to explain this, but having watched videos, there's a ton of them, they're basically saying that the system is going to take the last thing you did and repeat that for however long it needs to do it until it gets your next set of instructions. Now that's very unique, right? And delay-based code doesn't do anything. Delay-based just pauses everything until everything can catch up, right? And that's really disruptive. It ruins your pace of you're trying to play, your buttons, and all that stuff. It all fucks up. And then you get varying levels of delay throughout the match, right? Well, modern day rollback still has that delay. It still uses that delay. But in anticipation of trying to make things better, rather than just stacking on all these delayed frames, it just tries to work with a small amount of delayed frames and then does all this prediction stuff, where it's going to predict that you're going to move forward, and if your internet cuts out for a while, it keeps you moving forward. If you happen to jump somewhere during that, and then the internet kicks back in and the information updates, and your character was jumping, that's when you see the character vanish from the floor, and now he's up in the air. Now, that's horrible on fucking Fisher-Price internet. If you're facing Fisher-Price internet, that's what you're going to see. However, what if your internet is a little bit better than Fisher-Price? It's not quite the McDonald's. What if it's like outside of Starbucks? You know? Like a better... I don't know a place that actually has good Wi-Fi, but let's pretend outside of Starbucks has better Wi-Fi. If you have a little bit better Wi-Fi than the Fisher-Price stuff, rather than seeing the character walking forward and then vanish and now he's up in the air the next frame, it will try to roll back within a small parameter of animations in which you can't really do much anyways. So the walking forward and then the jumping, it's going to try and roll the frames back to a point where rather than just having you in the middle of the air, it's going to try and get you somewhere near the ground level going up. Because it's going to intelligently decide, hey, this guy is jumping, but he was just walking. Let's roll him back a few frames here, and then place him a few frames up here. And then that way the things link up while having rolled back the action of the guy, what he did. It's weird, right? I mean, it's like a prediction software because it's predicting he's going to walk, but he jumps. It's better when you talk about things like an attack. Because if the guy does like a heavy attack, there's so many frames for that, right? There's like, 30 frames to do a heavy attack, whatever. In the first, 5 frames of that is the wind-up, right? During that wind-up of the heavy attack, that's supposed to help you as, the defender to see what attack is coming. But if you were to shave off 5 of those startup frames, so that the heavy attack is, up here rather than starting down here, and, you pull back, if you just see the guy snap up here, it's not as jarring, because this little bit of distance that the move is going to do, you can do away with that and still largely act and react to that heavy attack coming at you. Even though you've got less frames to see it, it's not that much, right? It's only a handful of frames, and you can clearly tell that a big attack is coming. So that is something rollback tries to do that delay can't do. And that helps out. So if you have internet that's not particularly great, but it's not particularly bad, you really benefit from this kind of magical modern day rollback. And it's really cool. It's a really cool thought that it's not like prediction software. It's just basically saying, okay, the last thing you did, there's a good probability that you're still doing it. Or, okay, he hit this button, and then there's some, latency is being introduced. Well, he hit this button. We can shave off a couple of frames at the startup, and the guy will still see very clearly that it's a heavy attack coming. Yeah, I mean, you could obviously, it's not ideal, right? I mean, if you're losing 5 frames of a button starting up, maybe that's the difference. And it could always be the difference, right? But we are talking about making the best of a shitty situation, and that's what this does. Because if you're in a delay thing, the character will never swing his heavy. Your game will just stop working for however many frames it needs to get that information that the guy hit a heavy button. Or the game is going to require an extra amount of frames for it to even receive that heavy button to come out. And so you just see the guy sitting there, but he hit the heavy button a whole 2 seconds ago. So that is pretty frustrating, especially if you are the guy trying to press the buttons. This really wraps into the thing I had trouble with Tekken. I had a lot of trouble with Tekken when I wanted to do things, I wanted to do them quickly. And in my mind, I know that there's 2 problems here. One is the internet is making it slow. The other is I don't know my timings of anything. So it became much more difficult the more I was playing Tekken to differentiate between the two. I couldn't really tell what was possible in the real game and what was also possible online. And so after a time, I became much more discouraged. Granted, I still played the game for fucking 400 hours, which, I mean, to me is a long time, but it really is not a long time at all for a fighting game, right? That's a really small window. And I do regret not really sticking with it, you know. What's his name? Django Labur. Mr. Labur did what I really wanted to do in Tekken. I wanted to get to a cool rank. You know, I wanted to be able to say that I could get to some sort of a medium-ish rank, you know, at least out of the blues or something like that. You know, I wanted to get up there. I couldn't do it. I could not focus. I couldn't get the time, and there's just way too many things holding me back, especially myself. He managed to do it, and it was really cool to see him get to that upper rank level. But I think even he was really, really sick of the way that the internet was being handled, like the delay of stuff. And I'm pretty sure we talked to him about it, like, not even all that long ago. He popped in the stream and talked some shit about how, like, I can't really figure out if I can block this and do something after. I can't really figure out if this guy that he is abusing this set of moves, if he's abusing it and it works so well because it's online. It's so difficult to really... You have to go back in the training mode and you have to replicate it, and you have to replicate the whole sequence, and you got to do all that manually. And then you can determine, what do I do to handle that? Now, that's a lot of homework just to do one thing that one guy is doing with this one character in a roster as big as Tekken, right? I'm really not pointing this out so much as like, oh, this all sucks. It does kind of suck. It's just that this type of thing really makes it difficult to want to stay in it. You know, I feel like I should really look forward to figuring out how to beat a guy's string. I feel like I should look forward to that. But when I have to combat the latency, that makes that experience less fun. And then there's other reasons. I mean, the roster's really big, and you're never really guaranteed that you're going to fight that guy again. You know, that Tekken is swimming with people that are like, I just trained against this guy, and now I'm fighting this character way over here. It's a lot to take in. I still really like Tekken, obviously. I love fighting games in general. I really like them, especially from, like, a thought process, you know? Like, how... in practice, maybe they're not the best thing in the world, but, like, theoretically, I think fighting games are really cool. It's just their execution is still not really there. But in any case, I bring all that up simply because there's a lot of things that new people don't want to deal with in a fighting game. And even me, as someone who's played a lot of fighting games, I don't like dealing with a lot of it either. Latency, any latency at all, even with fantastic rollback, is still going to be really annoying, rough, and unfun to deal with. But modern rollback makes it better. That's all it is. It makes it better. So you can play more people in a wider range of internet connections. That's all it really is. Because you could go watch fucking Virtual Fighter 5 right now, and you will find matches that run really well, and people are really enjoying themselves, and that's great. But what happens if you are not one of those people? And then how frequently are we talking a situation where you're going to have a good connection? Not often. You're not often going to have that good connection. Most likely because you're not really queuing up with people in your area. And then that only gets worse as the game continues on because less and less people are really going to stick around due to the nature of fighting games. They tend to die out. You know, they tend to not have a lot of activity. I can't even really say. I mean, a lot of people like to joke that a fighting game is only popular for like a couple of weeks after it launches, but it feels a little too short to me. I think maybe after about a month, you start seeing, you know, heavier player drop off, and then it really depends on the fighting game and, you know, how much hype it can really drum up. It's a lot, man. I really think that this current magical rollback thing is actually good. I think it's worth just for trying it out. I think it's worth trying Strive just for that. I really do. If you don't want to do it for Strive, you can do it for all these other indie games like fucking Power Ranger, Battle for the Grid, you know, that weird them fighting herds, like I guess Skullgirls has it too. You have all these options, but Strive is the first game to actually have that really modern, really good, really solid netcode other than Killer Instinct back in the day, right? And Killer Instinct, apparently, that ran super, super good. But the technology has improved even since then. Battle for a Grid is a dope game. I've seen it. I think it's really cool. Do not disrespect Skullgirls in front of me like this. I'll be completely honest. I played Skullgirls 2 days and I wasn't into it. I don't know what netcode they have, but I'm pretty certain it does use GGPO like netcode. And people really like it for its online. If I understand correctly, it is one of the titles that uses that system. Because I think maybe the person worked really closely with the guy that did Fightcade or something like that. I don't know names very well. Skullgirls was the OG GGPO. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I was thinking it was. The technology has only improved. It's only gotten better at being more reliable. Because, it is still doing that prediction thing, carrying over inputs and stuff like that. And it gets better at deducing certain situations and, intelligently configuring how it should create each and every scenario whenever something happens. It's very promising. And I mean, you yourself, if you like Skullgirls, if you play it or watch it or whatever, that is OG GGPO. That's some Fightcade shit, which really was the first proof positive that this shit was super good, that this is the way that you want to do your online. And it's been a long time with that. That shit's not new exactly. It's been out for quite some time. It's just nobody over in Japan fucking believes anybody, and they're the only ones that make fighting games, apparently. So we're all fucked with delay-based netcode for a long time. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, I'm glad that you're a fan of Virtua Fighter, though. That's great. Virtua Fighter is so cool to look at. I don't think I would enjoy it. I don't really want to give it a shot. I really do want to play Strive, and I just want to play Strive. I just want to play Strive, and whatever happens, if I flush it, if I love it, I don't really care at this point. I just want to get my hands on it and play it. That's really all I want to do. It's really hard for me to get excited for Virtua Fighter, especially because it's not like a new one. You know what I mean? They juked us. They gave us a repeat of the last, and it's an old game, man. It's been out for a while. I played it in the Yakuza series. It's so strange an idea. Plus, it's like an esports thing. I don't know. I don't understand what they're doing. I can only assume that they tried doing the rollback thing and it just didn't work. I can only assume it just didn't work, which makes sense. There are some games out there that I guess there is a certain way you have to build the game for it to work. And they just didn't do it with Virtua Fighter. It's either too old or this remake that they did does something that doesn't facilitate it. I mean, somebody was trying to say 3D games have trouble with it, but I mean, Battle for the Grid, I mean, I think Power Rangers is, well, I mean, it's a 2D fighting stage, but I mean, the models are 3D. I don't know. I don't really keep up. I don't keep up too well on that shit. If you want to know more, just watch Sajam. The fucking guy knows everything. Just watch the Sajams. They had a team that did not have robust net play experience on a really short schedule. Wow. Well, there you go. Yeah, that's upsetting. That's upsetting because I would love Virtua Fighter to have, a real strong presence. I used to have the first one. I think I had the first one or the second one on my Sega 32X. Me and my brother, it was like one of two games we had for the 32X. I think the other one was maybe, I don't know if it was a Sonic game. I can't remember what the other one was. We had maybe a few. I just can't remember. Yeah, the Sega 32X, the millennial. We had that shit. But you're calling me a millennial because I had the 32X? Damn, that's crazy. I had all of them. I had the fucking Atari. You're going to call me a millennial for having the Atari 2600, huh? Anyways, yeah, I wish there could have been more with that, but hey, whatever. Maybe this is just a stepping stone for Sega to get back into doing cool shit. I don't know. Maybe this is just the start. I'm gonna call you a dweeb for that? Alright, fine. Fair enough, I guess. Fucking Skullgirl lover calling me a dweeb, but that's cool. I'm down. Whatever. The porn in that game is hot, so I'm with you. Yeah. Speaking of rollback stuff, King of Fighters got delayed. That really sucks, right? I know you were a fan of the last King of Fighters, weren't you? You were giving me some shit because I didn't really give it any shot. And you're right, I really didn't. I rented it for 2 days. I played some Terry Bogard, and then I was like, I don't really like anybody else in this game, and I didn't do anything else with it. I just sent it back. I don't want to do that with the next King of Fighters. I really want to be on stream and try and play it and try and find a couple of characters and actually play it. I never really got into King of Fighters, save for the PlayStation games, the first one. Not the first one, but King of Fighters 96, I think it was. It had the remastered music in it for the PlayStation. I had a demo disc of it. That's the first time I really, really enjoyed the King of Fighters, was way back then as a kid. And I played a few from here and there, but never really got into it quite like I did that old one. So it'd be kind of nice to get back into it. 13 is godlike. 14 is still cool. SNK is now owned by actual war criminals, so I'm not touching it. LOL? Wow, a war criminal. Do you think the guy would know anything about fighting games? I mean, he's a war criminal. Maybe he knows how to make a fighting game. I don't know. I don't know, man. That's wild. Well, I don't know, man. So all I know is the game is delayed. They released some character trailers, and if you guys care about that shit, go watch Giuna, Sajam, they're Maximilian. They're all doing that. I don't. I was turned on by Terry Bogard, of course. Sherry, hot as fuck though. Yeah, I'm with you. She got some nice thighs, and she puts your face in them. I like that. Blue Mary was released not too long ago. I like her. She's got a cool dog. So Terry, Blue Mary. I think I got 2 people right there. I just got to figure out who's cool for a third. And I doubt Rock Howard's gonna be in. I doubt that. Honestly, I love Rock Howard's design, but I don't know if I even like playing him. Like I played him a bit in Garou, and he really sucked in that one, but it was a fun game. I loved him in SNK 2. What was it? Capcom versus SNK 2? Mark of the Millennium? Mark of the Millennials? I liked that one. That was a really fun one. I had a friend that had that on his Xbox, and I would mash out a bunch of Rock Howard shit. It was pretty tight. Oh, hang on a second. I think I fucked up. Oh, maybe not. Okay, there we go. Alright, no big deal. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, King of Fighters, I guess we'll just let that one go. I think that is supposed to have also some modern day rollback in it. So that could be cool. If that has it, then I really should give it a real try. I think the last King of Fighters did die really, really fast because it didn't have that. Hey, what up, Splankin? How's it going? Is this a fighting game channel? It is, for now. At least for this moment. Variety streamer. Some days I am. Right now, I just want to talk about all sorts of shit. And fighting games is just what Croker happened to bring up first, so that's what we're talking. Samurai Showdown actually died. Samurai Showdown died because of this shit. It didn't have good netcode. That's really disappointing. I think I could have really enjoyed Samurai Showdown. I really think I could have liked it. But because I heard it had just basic delay shit and it didn't have anything cool, I was like, I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to try that game, and I didn't. And honestly, I mean, I kind of regret it. Are you going to play the new Dark Alliance? I would like to play the new Dark Alliance, yes. 1 year badge, coming up on 3 years. Yeah, so I can't have more than that. I haven't talked about this yet. I was going to talk about this first, but Croker was like, fuck that, play fighting games. But we'll talk about the badge stuff in a little bit here. Yeah, I do want to play the Dark Alliance. I should apologize right now. I'm sorry for the last couple of streams me and the Lothire did. I usually really enjoy I always enjoy the Lothire streams. I always have a lot of fun. Being here alone is fine. I have a good time, but having a cohort, especially my brother, because we get along so well, we don't get along at all. It's really nice. It's really nice to have somebody to bounce the comedic genius off. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just passing the ball back and forth on the yucks. It's really enjoyable, but it takes energy, it takes effort, and I've had absolutely none of that this week. I've had none of it. Someone to carry you, go fuck yourself. I carry him. He's very heavy. But I have not been bringing myself up to par. I've been trying and forcing myself to beat that Dark Alliance shit, and I fucking couldn't stand it. Fuck you, Lothire. Yeah, I really couldn't handle it after a while. Like, I mean, it was just so obnoxious. I really hated having to deal with that shit. Um, just forcing myself to stream when I really didn't want to stream. You know, this is like a mentality I've had for the longest time. I don't want to stream when I'm like that. You know, if I am grumpy, if I'm not in the mood, if I don't got the brain for it, like, I feel like it's a waste of everyone's time. Like, I feel like it's a waste of content. Like, there's no point to it. I'm barely even there on stream. You know, we had a stream, and, you know, Lothire at the end of it was like, you know, I feel bad. It felt like we weren't even there. And, you know, at the time I couldn't process that thought because I was exhausted. But, you know, I'm tired today, but I don't have to do much but talk shit with you guys. So it's much easier for me to kind of think. And looking back on the last week, it's really been awful. Because I've been forcing myself to stream and get that done. The whole thing was really fucked from the start. We were supposed to get it done over the weekend, and, you know, Lothire, he ended up sleeping in like a ton, which he said he was going to avoid. And then we were like, okay, fine, just wake up at this time. And then he would, but then we would have to eat, we have to shower, we have to fix the fucking recliner out there. We had all sorts of work to do. And by the time we could play, it's like already 10 o'clock, and I gotta go to bed in like less than 2 hours or some shit. You know, or I would do what I ended up doing throughout the week and staying up and only getting like 3 or 4 hours sleep and then go to work. Let me tell you, I don't like that. I had a lot of good reason to be grumpy. Because I did that more than twice throughout the week. More than twice. Anyways, I apologize for all that shit. It was fucked up. I'm glad we beat the game. And the game was garbage. It was nothing like what I wanted to remember. The fucking Dark Alliance 2 was way better. Dark Alliance 2, we had nothing but fun throughout that whole thing. Most of the stream was me being grumpy, but the rest of it was just the game being bad. You know, it's a bad game. I didn't like it. Still, I'm glad we beat it. But yes, I do want to play the new Dark Alliance. The new Dark Alliance should be pretty cool. I don't know when it comes out. We'll talk about that a little bit more because, to be honest with you, like, I'm going to switch over to the PS5 later after we do some shit here. I have Mass Effect here still. I don't know if I want to continue playing it. I also have Biomutant, which I'm like 90% sure I'm going to flush after giving it a little bit of a try. And that's it. Like, I have nothing else until Strive, which actually drops later, you know, this coming week. You know, around, officially it's on the 11th, but like 3 days before that if you pre-order some special buttfuck edition or whatever. And only on the PlayStation. If you're a PC, go fuck yourself, apparently. Nobody likes PC. Or at least, you know, Guilty Gear guys don't like it, I guess. Even though I'm pretty sure it's more popular on there than it is any console. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting at. I wanted to ask you guys what you guys thought about that lineup, because if you guys are kind of like me, where I'm just not really sure what I want out of those, I don't know if you guys care about Mass Effect. I'm kind of on the fence. I was really digging it at the start, but it's going to be such a long game that I'm just kind of like, maybe I don't want to stick around. And it's not KOTOR. You know, really, I like it because it's bringing me some KOTOR vibes, but it's not quite sealing the deal. So if I dump that and then I flush Biomutants, I want to pick up this Warhammer 40k game. I forget what it's called, like Hire or something, like For Hire or something like that. It's like you play a bounty hunter in a Warhammer 40k setting inside one of those sprawling city places, you know, Necromunda or something, a hive city. Is that what they call it? Like, it's just, you know, it's typical grimdark first-person shooter stuff, right? With the Warhammer 40k skin on it, which is normally not good, right? That's an introduction to failure. No Warhammer 40k is good outside Dawn of War, some shit like that. However, this one's actually doing okay. It's kind of like a janky European Warhammer 40k game, but with some level of decency to it. And a lot of people are equating it to a series or a game called like Cybermancy or something like that. I never played that. Lothire did. He thought it was a unique game, but he never beat it. He never really went through the whole thing. But I hear a lot of people who really like that game. It's like a real stylistic sort of game, I guess. And this one's got a lot of that kind of vibe going for it. It's got like similarities, I guess. So people are kind of picking it up, saying it's kind of like a spiritual successor, even though it's a Warhammer 40k thing, and it really has its own kind of vibe to it because of that. Still, I'm really like a Warhammer 40k fan, sort of. So I would like to give it a try, but I'd have to buy it. And I got these 2 games kind of chilling here, and I don't have to buy them. I can flush them and send them back. So I'm really in a confused spot. I don't know how to proceed. I don't know if you guys dig Mass Effect or if you're going to dig Biomutant. Yeah, you gain Brozif? Yeah, I know that's a meme, but I actually don't know the context within that meme. I don't actually understand it. Is that the same series where, like, you could drop a can and, like, some cop gets pissed at you and says pick up the trash or something? Maybe it's a different game. I'm not sure. Brosif is money. Just gonna assume that's also the meme. Brosif? Is that a meme, or is it actually what they call money in the game? Yeah, I don't know, but the gameplay looks pretty okay. I mean, it's kind of got like a Doom-inspired thing, right? You're moving really fast, but you can aim. So, I don't know. You just move really fast. It's not really an arena shooter, right? Because you can aim. If you can aim down sights, it's not Quake, right? Anyway, so we'll talk about that. I'm hoping to get your guys' ideas some more on that. I could use your input as to what to do until Strive hits. So, yeah, it's good to see you both, by the way. Spoinkin, as you've noticed, he is rocking the brand new year-long loyalty badge. It is literally what money is called. Gotcha. Spoinkin, of course, is showing it off in chat, so if you guys want to see what it looks like at a tiny little piece of shit thing, there you go. If you guys want to see what it looks big, look no more than continuing to peep at the screen here that you've been looking at for the last 46 minutes. This is our lineup of loyalty badges. It's definitely a grower. Now, I haven't seen what they look like in chat, and I gotta say, as a person who can't really do that, yeah, that's what this shit is. As a person who can't really look at your guys' names very easily, because I can't read, the icon has always been the dog's face, and that's always helped me out, right? It's like, it kind of helps separate the pages, but it doesn't really help other than that, right? When I look at the chat, the badge to me doesn't really say a whole lot. I don't really need a badge for any particular reason, but I do want it to at least look cool. And looking at Sploinkin's name now, I can see the gold one of this last guy here, because he's well over a year. And that pleases me. Looking at the badge Sploinkin has, I actually feel pretty good about that. It needs more color to differentiate, like a blue one for 6 months. It's kind of, I don't really know. I mean, so we'll go through the whole story, but basically, Vexthorn called me out back in the Resident Evil 8 playthrough and was like, how come you haven't done loyalty shit? Where's the loyalty shit, you know? And I've been streaming for fucking 7 years now, and I've been an affiliate, like, I think about 3 years into the whole deal, right? So for 4 years, I've had the ability to do loyalty badges. It's just that I have never came up with an idea that made me happy. I never could do it. My idea, or at least my hope, was that something would happen in the channel where we would get some channel lore and shit would be really cool. But it never really happened, right? We don't really have that kind of I don't really have that kind of a channel where there's a lot of people and we're all making jokes and doing all sorts of shit. Like, it's really just me kind of doing my video games and you guys talking shit. It's really just that. We get Monica that comes in, but I can't really use porn for badges. It doesn't really work. I wish I could. Honestly, at shit garbage Twitch chat badge resolution, I'm not sure I could distinguish 3 and 4. That could very well be a problem. It could very well. Now, clearly you could see here, badge 3 is 1 sword shield and is black, and then the 4th is 2 swords with gold all over the place, right? So, I don't know either, but, to me, looking at these 2 images is clear as day, right? That's 2 swords is bigger than 1 sword, and I think that will probably be the primary difference between the 2nd badge and the 3rd badge here, is what I'm thinking. And then, obviously, having just a sword, you're probably not even going to be able to see that sword very well, I'm thinking. That sword is going to be really hard to see, and, of course, the dagger. So, here's the whole story, right? Let's go back. Let's talk about the whole story here. I didn't have any ideas for this, and Vexthorn was calling me out, right? It's been 4 years. I never came up with an idea, had no lore to fall back on. So we were spitballing, and he mentioned, you know, you like Dark Souls, maybe you could do a Dark Souls thing, you know, with like a shield and stuff. And I'm like, that's much more up my alley. I like swords, I like shields. That's kind of my aesthetic, but I wanted to get away from cartoons, and I wanted to get away from pixel stuff. I wanted it to look either like video gamey, like CG video game, modern video game, or if I had to do the you know, cartoon route, I at least would want it to look like kind of comic book, you know, and not like anime. I didn't want anime. I didn't want manga. I wanted some shit for like, I wanted some shit that was like 90s comic book, you know, X-Men. You know, I wanted old ass X-Men, something that was like way back in the day, graphically striking. You know what I mean? I wanted to go with that style. I tried really hard to find something. I went onto my Twitter. I shot some shit out there to see if I could find artists. I talked to a few people. Ultimately, I couldn't really find anybody that hit that criteria. And I was pretty bummed out, to be honest with you. It seems really the only way to make an emote is kind of the one way. And as you can see, it's a little cartoony. It's a little cartoony. It's just that's how they do it. Should have just kept Chowder for 4. I wasn't really sure what to do. I mean, we can absolutely adjust this. I'm not married to any of this, but just to continue the story, right? I eventually found this group on some Fiverr or something like that, some sort of program thing, right? And it's a bunch of people just kind of selling their art. These dudes are from Latin America, but they are really, really highly rated, and they had some pretty cool looking artwork on their thing that was cartoony, but it wasn't as cartoony as a lot of the other stuff. It actually had stuff looking like this. It looked pretty cool. Within the confines of this sort of thing, I was like, okay, maybe we can make something work. So I hit the guys up, and they're like, yeah, for $10, we can run a test badge for you. I'll work with you. This guy was like one of the artists, right? And he's like, I'll work with you personally. I've been kind of doing a lot of this right now. Let me just work with you. We'll bust this out really quick. If you pay $10 for this test run and you like it, I'll discount you on the rest of the badges. And I'm like, that's a good deal. So I did it, and then out popped that leftmost badge down there. That is supposed to be a knife or a dagger. And honestly, I had it up in the badge thing for a while. Not really all that great. Not really all that great. In the chat, it doesn't look great. And just kind of as this lineup, it doesn't really fit, does it? It's a little bit out of whack. It's sort of just there. It was a test case. I just wanted them to make something. I didn't really give them any reference materials, and they sort of just went at it. I gave them a Google image thing, and I was like, you know, here's a rough idea. Feel free to artistic expression on this shit, because I don't really... This is a test. I want to see what you guys can do if you get away from the cartoons and kind of go maybe more comic book, something like that. And the guy busted that out, and I was like, you know... Originally, it was really gold like this one. And I was like, can you dull that so it looks more like bronze or something? He's like, let me just dull it in general. I'm like, good enough. And when I got it and I tried it in chat and I tested it in chat, I was like, you know, it's really hard to see, but it is literally just the first month. And that's all I wanted it for. I just wanted a first month badge to be a dagger. And I was like, okay, this is all right. You know, I'm not wildly thrilled. But the guy was very nice, very communicative, and he gave me a pretty cool deal that I was really down for. Wow. You shitposting by giving him a gifted sub? You gift sub shitted? How do we explain this? You shit, because you talk shit, you post shit. But hey, here's the bonus, Croaker. You're actually displaying the second badge. So we can see in real time, can you see a difference between the second and the fourth badge? The gold and the not gold. Can you see it? I can see it as clear as day, actually. The third badge, And the fourth badge, Croker's rocking the third, Sploinken's got the fourth. I can see a difference as clear as day. I can see it. Actually, it looks really cool. I'm surprised. We lose so much detail being so small, but the fact that you have one sword in the shield is just dark, and then Sploinken's got two swords and his shield is gold colored. It's got a gold all around it. Like, that really pops. I can very clear. I don't have to focus. I can see very clearly that those are two different things. It'd be clear in not night mode. I actually have night mode on. How do I don't know how to unnight. I don't think I can, because I actually... Well, no, let me see. Dark mode. Here we go. Oh my god, you're right. No, you know what? I'm going to say it's the opposite. If I do white guy mode, I can't see the gold very well. But I do see the two swords. I see the swords much better, but I don't see the gold, like, at all. The gold is washed out. Even in the middle, I don't see the gold very well at all. I think night mode, I can see it much better in night mode. I definitely see it better in night mode for sure. Yeah, I like night modes much better. Crazy. Anyways, thanks for the sub there, Sploinken and Croker. You really should thank him. 8 months worth. You've been gifted a sub 8 months worth. That's funny. I have a much harder time making out the swords in night mode. Yeah, in night mode the color is what pops to me. In fact, I see the color being bluish more than this kind of steel black that they got going on here. But the gold stands out as very gold to me in the black mode. But in white guy mode, I can't fucking tell the color difference, but I can easily see the swords. Yeah, that's interesting. So, yeah, this whole idea really was just, Vexthorn just kind of gave me the idea, and it's really the only time anybody really, like, suggested something for a loyalty badge, right? So, taking it to those guys and having made the dagger, I liked it enough that I was like, let's try and do this deal and work with the rest of the set, right? This sword is actually based off my sword that I have over there. And I think I've tweeted the sword and how it looks. This is based on it. It's not exactly it, but it's really close. It's actually, like, really, really close. The blade isn't quite the same. I wanted him to do something that has this sheen on it, so it looks like it's shining in something. I don't know if that part really worked all that well. It looks a little spotty in this shape. I would probably need to see it in the chat. It might have been better just to leave it bright. You know, it might have been better to leave out the shining lines or whatever it is. But Lothire thought it was great. And if Lothire thinks it's great, it's probably pretty good. But yeah, this is based off my real sword that I have. That's not sharp, it's blunt. But I was really impressed by this sword. And they busted this out. I gave them an image, and they busted this out, like, right away. Right away. It was almost perfect. I wanted to change, like, I wanted to put this little white dot in there to be the color of the blade and shit. And that was really it. That was it. And I like that they did something to give it a little bit of detail on the blade, right? They could have just left it blank, and I probably would have been like, oh, cool, it's a sword, you know. So adding this little detail was probably a good move. I'm hoping at some point we'll see this in chat and get a better idea of what it looks like as a tiny little thing. It looked fine in the previews. Like, they didn't give me a chat preview. They just kind of gave me the small 18 by 18, and it looks fine. But I can tell you that what it looks like as my preview and what I see in chat right now, totally different things. They look totally different than what I'm just viewing it on my own. I gotta say, Croker, that badge looks really cool. Sploinken, yours looks cool too. I don't know what to say. I'm actually really into these badges. I was surprised that they were going to look like this, you know? Right after I had some difficulty with these two badges. When they made this sword, I kept telling them, please make this sword, and then we'll use it for the next two badges. Well, they made this sword, but then they tried to make this wacky shield and stuff, and they put the sword in front of the shield, and the shield was, like, really huge, and it was, like, light blue with no detail. it was really fucking strange. I couldn't quite stomach, or not stomach. I couldn't quite figure out what they were trying to do. But eventually, I realized it was my fault because I had only gave them references for this, and they wanted more. Show the bad version. Ooh. I might be able to. Hold on. That's a good point. That's a good point. Let me see. I should still have the order. Please don't look at the TV. I'm pretty sure I'm off to the side, so please don't get me in trouble. Let's see this stuff. View previous actions. Where's the first draft? So, like I said, they made something up without. There it is. Wait, let me. I'll just make it real big, real quick. There you go. So this is like the very first thing they gave, right? The sword is fucking great. Don't put the artist name, obviously. Well, I don't have the artist name in the sheet here. It just, you know. And obviously this is a low tier PNG or whatever. But yeah, as you can see, the sword came out really, really well. But they just randomly threw this beetle-looking sword. It looks like a beetle. It looks like a beetle. Like, what the hell is going on with this shield here? It doesn't... It's nothing. I don't hate the shield there. I hated this shield when I saw it. It looks like a beetle's backplate or something. It looks like it belongs to a beetle. I was not pleased by this at all. Looks like breastplate. I didn't really mind the swords being in front. I thought that was kind of cool, but given the design I wanted to go with, I mean, clearly I needed that in the back. Yeah, I didn't give a reference because, like, I bought the one order and then added 2 sub-orders to it, and they were like, okay, describe your order, the one order. And then I described it, and then they went and made the other 2. So, really bizarre stuff, but... In any case, I worked with them, and this is what we got. We had a little bit of a back and forth where the blade, the handle here, the grip, they kept making it gray. And every time they would do a new sketch, like what I showed you, they made it more and more gray. And I kept telling them, hey, make this black. And then they would make one of them black and the other would stay gray. I'm just like, what are you guys doing? Look, and this clear and simple. I had to like actually draw. I had to draw with like MS Paint. You know, this is not black. This is gray. This needs to be black. And, you know, they eventually got it. And it turns out their preview software, they explained it as their preview software was not accurately depicting the gray scale on their monitors wherever they were working in Latin America. Who knows where the fuck that is? I'm kidding. Or am I? But in any case, yeah, they did a good job. I had to work with them quite a bit, though. That's what was kind of holding up the process. I had to get a lot of repeat sketches. But I was really happy with this, although... I could tell now, and I thought it might be a problem at the time. This shield is based off my shield that Lothire bought me some time ago. I think maybe as a Christmas gift or something. This emblem is on the shield, and then if you before these little points were carved out. It was like that last shield where it was all kind of one big piece. And that's what my shield looks like. And you can see that on Twitter as well. Bring the sword and board on... really? It's like, well... I have such a tiny fucking... Alright, hang on. I have such a tiny room to work with here. Let me see if I can grab it. I have it just right over here. I guess I could... let's see. Oh, okay. You guys don't need the sheath, right? I'm not going to give that to you. I'm going to take this. Okay, here we go. Well, this sword is not... this sword is not sharp. So, don't report me to Twitch, okay? It's not sharp. It's not sharp. It's totally blunt. And I don't want to touch it because we actually just polished this thing. Me and the Lothire polished it. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty close. I mean, not perfect, not exact. This is a sword. This is like a real basic arming sword. It's one of the first things, kind of like one of the first-ish designs for swords when they were first really being out there. Yeah, I polished my sword. Can't believe you'd polish your sword on stream. Yeah, Lothire polished my sword. He also rubbed my shield. But yeah, it's like a real basic. This eventually became the knight's sword, and then it became the arming sword, or a side sword. So this is probably a early version of what like Robin Hood would have used, that kind of thing. This is a real classical before the Crusades kind of sword, I guess is how I think about it. Anyways, very cool, very heavy. It's a very heavy thing. This is before they began any kind of real refinement into swords. They just were like, make it big, make it cut, and it's real thick. So it's pretty heavy. It's not easy. It's heavy on the back end too. You really actually need to have like, fencing skills to really use it. It's kind of cool. I really, really like it. It's a very cool sword. So that's the badge there. That's the sword that we used. And then this one's going to be a little bit harder. Yeah, they've been around a long ass time, but they categorize them as like oak shot or something like that, or there's like a cataloging method, so whatever. No, I'm trying to say the Robin Hood time. Look, I just threw that as an example. I honestly don't know how early into that era Robin Hood design would have been. Whatever, you know what I was saying. Go fuck yourself. Here's the shield. Look at that reflective surface. Isn't that cool? Super tight. So this is what the shield is based off of. Essentially, you see the gold rivets all over the fucking thing and stuff. We got gold rivets over there. This is part of what I wasn't thinking of at the time. The third badge there, the black cross, you see gold rivets, right? But there's absolutely no way something that small would show up in Twitch chat. And I kind of fucked that up. But at the same time, it doesn't take anything away, right? Like, I'm looking at it in chat, and there's no way I see those gold rivets. I don't even see the gold rivets on the last one either. It's like, maybe I should have had them do, like, a bar of gold along the outside. Maybe there should have been an outside trim of gold or something like that. That might have been maybe a little bit better. I'm not sure. But I literally just told them, copy this. I said, copy this as a base, and let's go from there. And so that's essentially what they did. I asked them to shrink it because, as you can see, this one's really long in the tooth. I wanted them to shrink it up so that we could then make the whole shield smaller and fit it onto the swords without blocking the swords too much. Because otherwise, you wouldn't see like the blade or the handle or the pommel of those things. And I had a version. I think I had a version of that somewhere back in the order. It just didn't. It didn't really. The swords were basically gone, right? At that point, it was essentially just all shield. So, this stuff is still a little grody. But yeah, that shit's based off the stuff I actually have. And the whole process was rather painless. It's just that I had to wake up a lot throughout the night to make sure things worked and shit like that. That part was really irritating. Working nights and stuff, I would have to wake up throughout the day. I'd get an email that said, hey, you got a message, go check it out. So I had quite a bit of sleepless days because of that. That was contributing to last week's fiasco too, but honestly, it's just, sleep in general sucked. Any case, this is the deal. This is what was produced. I currently have it set for... the dagger is base 1. Am I pointing right? Yeah, so the dagger over there, way at the end, is the base. That's 1 month. I don't really like the dagger that much, so I put 2 month as the sword. I have nothing for the 3rd month, so you keep that sword for the 2nd month, the 3rd month, the 4th, and the 5th month. So you have that sword for quite some time. The 6th month is the sword and shield combo that Croker is elegantly sporting for the chat at present. And that one lasts all the way up until the very final, which is the last slot I have to work with. And that's the 1 year badge right up there. Twitch does have a year 2 to 8 badges. Unlock year 2 to 8 badges when you become a partner. I am not a partner, I am just an affiliate, so there's no way I'm going to get those. But I'm actually kind of thankful I don't have them, because this, you got to understand, man, like, Vex got me in a corner and then threw an idea at me, and I was all about figuring out how to make that idea a reality. That's all I did. It was on my mind a lot. I finally found somebody to run with. They made the dagger look okay, and I was cool with it. And then the rest of it, it was really a big relief. It was really a big relief to get these out here. And I have to say, I think these look fantastic. They look absolutely beautiful. I love them. They are really fucking cool. But I did all this so that you guys could actually have some loyalty badges. I did this for you, all right? I did this for the chat. I was happy having the dog's face, but it's been 4 years, and I had to do something at this point. I've been dragging my feet, and it's just not something I should be doing, right? It's something I should have had a long time ago. So this is it. This is what I managed to come up with. I'm not married to it. This isn't like I didn't give my life savings over to make this possible or anything like that. I did spend some money on it, but it was a very reasonable amount. It's nothing dire. So the point I'm basically trying to say is, if you guys really don't like it, you can let me know, and I can do back to the dog face, or maybe just one of these or some of these. I don't really know. I like them, though. I think they're very, very good, considering that I had like a scrap of an idea, and then I worked with these guys, and they helped make this by actually making something for me to look at with my eyeballs, and that helped my brain connect the dots and come up with something. And this really is, to me, this is actually cool. I think this is actually really cool. I really do like these a lot. But I made it for chat. So chat, you guys have to decide how cool this shit is. If it's just not working for you, we can always do something else. I just don't know what else at this point. This is just me trying to do something. You guys know that I can't handle the Twitch part of this. I just play my games. I fucking shit all over you. You shit all over me. We have a few laughs, and then I do it again tomorrow. That's life around here on this stream. Doing this stuff and pushing the channel, all that stuff, you know I don't do that, because I suck and I don't know how. But I try. This is my A+ maximum effort. This is my maximum effort, and this is what I got. I hope you guys like it, because I really put a lot of effort into it. I put a lot of effort into finding somebody that would give us something that I thought looked cool, that you guys could feel really cool about, that you can look forward to. And there you go. This is what you got. Unfortunately, I wanted to put a series of ever-increasing sized dicks, or then maybe start with a really big dick and decrease its size, so no big Ds, but there's no way Twitch would allow it, so I went with the swords. You can also thank Vexthorn. He's the one that kind of lit a fire. During that RE8 playthrough, he was fucking burning me up. He's like, where's those fucking loyalty badges, man? You gotta get that shit out there. So he started the whole thing. I'm pretty happy with them in bat. I was a little upset, because I know that we're losing so much detail when it gets smaller. I wanted to maybe make more gold on this last one, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. Maybe this fucking, like, I wanted to put some gold either on the blades or down in here or something. But, now that I'm seeing it in chat, it clearly looks like a gold thing. It looks gold to me in chat. And I like the run with the black background. And comparing it to Croker's, like, I could tell such a huge difference between the two, and I'm certain I'll be able to tell the difference between this, one sword and this dagger, which I actually saw the dagger in action, but when I first got it as a test run, and it really stood out okay. It was okay for what it was. It's a level 1 badge, and That's all I ever wanted it to be. The spacing is something that I honestly wasn't sure what I was going to do. I actually just figured that out like right before stream. You know, doing the base, the 2 month, the 6 month, and the 1 year. I knew the last would be the 1 year, but I didn't know how much you guys would like any of these. I was going to do the base dagger, and then the 3rd month be the sword, the 6th month be the sword and shield, and then the 1 year. And I was just going to leave the 3rd month and the 9th month blank. And that's what I knew I was going to leave 2 mid slots blank. You know, I was going to leave the 2nd one blank, go for the 3, go for the 6, and then go for the year. But I decided, you know, that dagger kind of isn't as cool as the rest, and I want you guys to have the sword. I think the sword part looks cooler. I think the sword looks cooler than the dagger. So I wanted people to have that for a chunk of time, and then the 1 sword and shield for a chunk of time, and then the final badge at the end. You know, it feels like a progression, right? It feels like you're leveling up, you're getting more stuff as you go. So yeah, cool shit. I'm pretty happy with it. Road to partner, let's go. I don't think I could ever do it. I lack whatever it takes, man. Like you can't just stream and have it happen. Maybe you could way back in the day, but making partner now requires like marketing. You have to have a whole marketing department to make partner. That's how I feel about it. Either that or you have to build outside the platform, and fucking I don't know anything outside. I don't even know the platform. I just stream here, you know, that's it. Again, I don't have like a YouTube thing going on. It's just a dump of clips and shit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really hold out much hope, but at the same time, I don't need to, right? I mean, I got a nice job. I don't have as much time to stream as I want, but I gotta pay the bills. Variety streamers have a way harder time building the audience required for a partner. I guess the only thing I have, if we look at that in that light, I guess really the only thing I could have going for me is if I really stick with fighting games and I really try to learn them and I really try to play them regularly, maybe that could be my thing. Maybe that I could be a fighting game streamer and maybe pull in some people that way. I could be happy doing that because I do like learning fighting games. I just don't really like learning a whole lot because I don't have a lot up in there. You know, I can't really build the skill set. It's so hard to build the skill set, right? And the process is supposed to be fun, and really I haven't really gotten that fun since like Guilty Gear Xrd for 3 months. I had a lot of fun. Mortal Kombat 10, I had a lot of fun building it in that, and then Tekken 7. I think those are really the only 3 fighting games. I had like a bunch of weird ones kind of spread out. Injustice was trash. Mortal Kombat 11 was not fun at all. Like, I've had random fight games in there that just didn't catch on to me in any way. But those 3 stood out as really enjoying them. So if I could stick with like Strive, and then maybe King of Fighters if I like it later on. Anything else, Street Fighter 6, I would love to know how to play a Street Fighter. You know, Chaos was almost having me learn to play Third Strike at one point. He was like, I love playing Third Strike, I'll teach you. And I was like, that would be kind of cool, you know? I'd love to have a Street Fighter that's my Street Fighter, but I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for this for 6th and hope that maybe that's good. Maybe that would help out with the channel a little bit, but even then I really don't think so. I don't think I have anything that you can't find anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? There's already established fighting game guys that are entertaining people, so I don't know how I would even get in there. And I don't know if I could. I mean, I gotta build up the skill set. You know, I have to actually learn how to be reliably good at a fighting game. I haven't cracked the code. I haven't even begun. I gotta play a hell of a lot more is really what that is. Good times though. I really appreciate you guys hanging out all these years. This is a culmination of that. I mean, I didn't know what I was going to do when I became an affiliate. I didn't think anybody would sub. I mean, naturally, I just didn't think that. But you know, back then we had an infected SA. We had a couple other dudes from like Goons, right? We had a couple SA guys, and I don't know. Some of them started subbing and then donating and then bits, and it was like, well, okay. I mean, that's cool. And now we're here. I have a little bit of subs. I have a routine viewership. Croaker, it's always awesome to see you stop by. You hardly ever do these days, but that's due to my whack ass schedule. Go lose 5,000 more times in Street Fighter 5 ranked. I mean, I would, but I'm not going to. Watching Mike Ross play that game has cemented the fact that that game ain't mine. Jesus fucking Christ. Fucking bits. You know, I will never put up an emote for that. You know, I'll never do that, right? That alert, that bits alert, that's only ever going to be that. No, don't even ask me. Don't do it. But I appreciate it. Thank you. 100 bits, that's like $1. Thanks, man. That's really nice of you. And thanks for those bits like a long time too when I was telling you to go fuck yourself. I forgot when that was. But thank you. That was very generous of you. My real life pal. This is like some collusion shit. My real life pal is like trying to boost me up the ratings. I'm gonna get called out, man. They're gonna call us out for this collusion. Damn. What else, man? Well, what do you two think of the badges? You guys don't seem to be too upset by them, but I guess you're not really all that taken either. It's just a badge, right? It's probably just a badge. It's like, you can't take it anywhere, it looks alright, and that's it. You can't even see it in this nice, big, glorious detail. It's just this... Yeah, there you go again. Hey, she didn't say the thing! Hey, how come she didn't speak? Money laundering scheme found out. She's supposed to say that. Huh? That's weird. Hey, let me try that again. Hold on. Hey, that's fucked up. No text to speech. Can you get a refund? I think you can. Go try it. I don't know. Go check the thing. Maybe you can. Why would I do that? Let me grab an older one. Let me see if it will say it from an older donation. Here's Vex. Hold on. It's dead. Internet, it's dead. Why is it dead? I don't know what the... Wait. Maybe I do. No. Maybe I don't. Default? No, that wouldn't be it. It shouldn't be a setting in here. TTS dead. What the hell happened? That's upsetting. I don't ever get a donation, so it's nice when it actually says something. Let me go to my, let me go to Streamlabs and see what's going on here. I got an idea. This might be really loud, so I apologize if it is. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, it doesn't say anything. Why is that? Oh, wow. My alert parries are disabled? I thought alert parries would be cool to have enabled. I wonder why I turned it off. I don't know. I don't know what's up. Overlap, mainstream. You know, it's not giving me it's not giving me options for the voice. That's kind of weird. Where's the voice options here? Monetize? No. Earbrand? No. You know, they changed everything about this stuff, so it's really quite complicated now. Alert box. Yeah, alert box. Manage themes, show tutorial. Yeah, there's like a lot of shit now. So I can't... Hey, what up, Danny Lowe? How's it going, man? Badges are cool. I can't see much difference in the tiny text. Not bad on mobile chat, though. I can't see much difference in the tiny text. What do you mean by in the tiny text? That's weird. I don't see a means of, like, changing the person's voice. Fade in, fade out. Open, here. Open text to speech. It is enabled. I'm going to disable and then enable. Maximum donation to read is fine. English. Spam security, don't worry about it. Volume is at 60%. Include message template in... What does that mean? Message template? I don't know what that means. Hang on a second. Enable clipping. Custom, whatever. Alert duration, donate amount. Text animation is blank. Yeah, I mean, everything seems to be here. Open. I'm gonna see what happens if we try it again now. I'm sorry, man. I guess they broke it. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why the text part isn't working out. They must have broke. It must be something on their end. I don't see anything changed over here. If I disable and then enable, will that work? After the alert sound plays. I don't know what the include message template though. Let's just save here. I don't have chat text size very big. Oh, you turned it down? Oh, gotcha. Tiny. What's going on, Danny Lowe? How's it going, man? You checking out the sub icons over here, brew? Pretty cool, right? Not too bad. This is why I've been waiting. I've been really working hard on this shit. Like, finding the guys and then, like, constant communique. It's been really tough. And the guys are, you know, Latin American. So they don't speak the English that well. But they do a pretty good job. They reach out a lot, which is really, really nice. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm not sure what the deal is. Maybe I need to like recapture it. Copy. Streamlabs alert properties. Paste. Alright, let's try that. Maybe I needed to update the thing. How's that? Man, we just get nothing. Yeah, I don't know. Why is it muted? Control audio via OBS? Oh. Really? Can I? Oh. Ooh. Wait a minute. Your TTS is filtering out crimes. Money laundering scheme found out. Is that what it is? I mean, it says money laundering scheme found out. It's not fucking with his thing. The thing is that it happens even when I do the test donation, right? Let me go do the test. I'll go do the test and it will still fuck up. Here. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, we get nothing. I don't know what's up, man. Well, it is what it is. I can only assume at this point it's up to Streamlabs not doing it right. You know, these guys, they got all this random shit all over the place. I don't even know what I'm clicking on half the time. That's an old donation picture. Should I update Tifa's titties? Do you guys still like Tifa's titties? I still like them. I think they're great. Can I do like a... Damn, man. Classic Lothire stream trying to figure out tech problems. Streaming's a blow up, bro. That's all it is. Now you gotta rely on me saying the fucking thing? God damn. Get fucking bent. But hey, thanks for the 420, man. I appreciate it. 420, huh? You know, that's Eris's minimum donation level is 420. I wonder if I should make that mine. Maybe now that I'm a big top tier streamer with my own sub badges, you know, my own loyalty badges. Minimum donation to read? Maybe this is the smallest a donation can be. Oh, well, no, this is good. Spam security is off. Spam retention block is 0. Include message template in TTS. I don't know what that means. And disabled. I had it enabled and still didn't work. Show message enabled. Allow Twitch emote. Minimum to show is 0. Font is Roboto. Font size, text color. Font setting. Yep. Alerts. Nope, don't have anything there. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing for me to change. It's all on Twitch's end. Streamlabs end, excuse me. Someday I'm gonna donate $420.69. Just you wait. Damn. You better not charge me back, bro. If you fucking do that shit, you better not charge me back. I'll hunt you down. I know where you live, and I know your wife. You charge me back for that, that's over. It's over. But I'll just refund you. It's not a big deal. It happens a lot. Like, I mean, you're joking, but like, how many big top tier streamers out there literally have stoners tossing out with an extra couple zeros in there? You know what I mean? Yeah, it happens all the time. Eris has got like endless clips of fucking, he's got clips of dudes who are watching the VOD and they donate while they're watching the VOD. And Eris leaves his station up throughout the day when he's not streaming, and he just hears some shit off in the thank you, off in the fucking distance. I've had that happen to me. Somebody followed when I wasn't streaming, and it scared the fuck out of me because I was jerking off on my bed, and I thought the stream was on, and someone followed me because they were following me jerking off. I freaked out. But thankfully, I have the habit of covering my camera with some toilet paper, the same that I'm going to jizz on later. And it's a perfect little way of not getting seen on the camera, So I was safe, but man, that was the weirdest orgasm I ever had. Like, I was like freaking out, but I was also, I was already there, so there's not much I can do. Anyway, thanks a lot for the donation, man. That's really nice of you. You're a very cool pal. And if you charge $420, I could use it. I could commission more badges for that amount of money. I can tell you that. I'm actually really happy with these things. I put a lot of effort. I think maybe that's why I like them so much. This took a lot of creativity on my part. I know it looks like, for you guys, it's probably like the most standard fucking thing on the planet. But to me, this is like a culmination of a lot of fucking work. However, I did want to ask you guys, do you want to have the dog's face back? In any capacity? Because, Vexthorn was asking for this, right? And he's way over the 1 year mark. So, that fucking guy is going to want this badge, I think. I don't think he's going to want the dog face to be a year. But I was thinking maybe I could put the dog's face for a year, like the first year, and then do the dagger the first month. So the base template could be the dog face still for new people, and then the dagger could be the second month. And maybe that would be an option. But that's if you guys really want it back like that. Because maybe I'll just save it for when I do make partner. Like, I can make it for, like, year 2 or something. Or however long it's going to go for. Maybe. I mean, it's all an option. I think the way that we have set up, I think is fine for now. Until you guys have more of an opinion on what you're working with. Good stuff, though. What are you up to, Daniel? How's it going, man? I had other things to talk about. Do you guys remember what else? What else did I put in our stream title? Talking about new loyalty badges, we got that. Guilty Gear Strive, I do want to move on to that. Game suggestions and whatever else. How about E3? You guys talk about E3. Anybody hyped? Danny Loa, you were talking about it. Let me see if I have... let me go into our Discord. Because you said to check the Discord. I think you put some shit in there, and I haven't checked it out in a while. Man, I don't have to leave my... I can put this right here. Oh, man. Man, having a table... Why don't I do this more often? Put a fucking table in front of me, man, you idiot. Fucking why not? Oh, that's right. It shows up on the camera. I forgot that's why not. Well, whatever. Fucking gotta do it. Where was it? I need to go in here. The shoe episode? Oh, George Bush. Nothing cool, huh? I can't check the porn channel on stream, can I? That'd be bad form. Although... weird. Ninja Theory? Hellblade? Ugh. Problem solved. Yeah, but I actually like how I have my camera now for like the general setting. It's not a big deal. You guys can see that I have a table here. What's the big deal? You guys don't have to fucking stare at my gut, right? It's not a big deal. It's just usually I use this for shit, you know. I don't usually do the just chatting thing, right? I normally have a game up and then I talk for you guys for a couple hours and then I go play the game. But in this case, I don't have anything to play right now. I don't have anything I want to play. Yeah, there's nothing in here. I don't care what's in here. Nothing good. You're just chilling tonight? Good to hear you. Hype for E3. Anything like actually cool at E3 that we can get hype for? Or is it just like, oh, generic E3? I know Horizon is probably going to be some shit. In news, I looked in there. I didn't like what I saw. There's nothing interesting. Well, nothing interesting to me. Get a hot tub, get a picture of a hot tub, and put your webcam in it. Damn. I gotta do that as a sub goal. That's the trick, right? I was watching Retro Gaijin. He's a dude that walks around Japan and shit. He has a sub goal and like he played a crane game because he had 2,000 subs or something. That's the Discord tag. That's what I'm supposed to be fucking doing. I'll put my webcam in a hot tub if you guys fucking, you know, if I get 200 subs. Some shit like that. Last vid is kind of a Souls-like. Alright, I'll take a look. It looked like a music video to me, but, you know, whatever. I'm old. I don't see things well. Discord takes forever to load up, man. What is up with that? There we go. ADHD, huh? Black Faith Steam promo. Is that what we're looking at? That does look kind of cool. Damn, it looks like that. What was that one game that I played? Hollow or something? You guys remember? That does look kind of cool, actually. Music is in music sharing. It looked like a music video. It's not like I don't like Dark Souls anymore or anything, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people really trying to cash out on it, huh? Everybody wants to be the next Dark Souls. I think we're all just waiting for Elden Ring, though. That looks kind of cool. I might check it out sometime. Bleak Faith. We'll keep an eye on it. Not bad, not bad. You know, let me check my Gamefly list really quick. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Do I have you in my queue? Yes, I do. Okay. I don't think I really have much. So what do you guys think of Mass Effect for playing on stream? I kind of want to drop it because I got Ratchet and Clank coming this month. And I also have the Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance this month as well. I think I'll send it back. If you're not having fun, kill it. It's just, I don't know. I guess I'm really not really having that much fun. It's interesting. I guess it's interesting to me, but it's not like, I'm not really having a lot of fun playing it. I'm really like, I don't want to spend a lot of time playing it either. It's a long game. And then I got 3 of them, and the last 2 apparently aren't as good. Man, I don't know. It would be a good idea to return it, though. I'm hoping that I'll flush Biomutant really quick. Because if I return that, then basically I'll have a nice open lane for Ratchet and Clank. And then Dark Alliance will also be open. And that's all I have for this month. I don't have anything else listed Gamefly-wise. I think people generally like 2 more than 1. Really? I thought people were pissed because, like, that ammo thing you were talking about. Dying Light. Chivalry 2. No. Tale of Arise. There's a couple of games. I haven't really looked through my Gamefly list lately. See if there's anything new. Guilty Gear Strive comes out at the same time Ratchet and Clank. Whatever. I'm not worried about it. They're probably not going to talk about Elder Scrolls or anything, huh? You know, I still have to play Skyrim for you guys. I haven't done that on stream yet. I'm looking forward to it. I kind of enjoy Skyrim in like a... I don't know, the way that you enjoy something that you really shouldn't. Yeah, that's Skyrim for me, for sure. Definitely. But other than that, I really don't have anything I can think of that like I want to go back to. I mean, this week is going to be Strive on Thursday. So, Guilty Gear Strive this Thursday. If you pre-order it with the weird buttfuck edition, you get 3 days in advance. I don't know if you can play online during those 3 days. Probably not. I think last time they kept it offline only. So you only get like training mode or some shit. Maybe. I'm not really sure. They haven't said anything and people haven't complained yet. So maybe it is going to go online. But regardless of that, I also have a vacation at the same time. So I'm going to work next week. And then on the 11th, which is that the Friday or is that Thursday? The 11th is Friday. So the day before the 11th, I guess that would make it the 10th if I actually think about it. Yeah, that will be my last work night. And then I have all of next week off and the Monday off as well. I'm going off on the week 25th. Okay, cool. Good job. Nicely done. Yeah, I'm doing it just to play like Strive as much as I can. You can really get into it. I want to dig in the Strive, and I needed. They told me I needed to take 1 week off consecutive, and I have to do that at least once a year. So I was like, I have nothing else this year that I can even think of. And in fact, I actually lose all of I have another week of vacation, and I'm going to lose it in a couple months because I think in September it resets, or October or September it resets. So I'm going to have to take another week off at some point. I just got to figure out when I want to do it. But this is what's required. I have to do it at least once, so I'm going to do it for Strive. And yeah, maybe if I'm really lucky, I can like super dig into it and have a lot of fun. Hopefully I won't get too butthurt and be all discouraged and shit like I sometimes get. But I think the online will help me with that, at least a little bit. And it's supposed to be Babby's first Guilty Gear. Maybe that's what I need. I mean, I don't know. I've played a lot of fighting games at this point. I'd like to think I have some kind of rudimentary skill, but I don't know. Knowledge and skill, like experience, two totally different things. But we're talking about Strive. Why don't we just move on to talking about Strive properly? I mean, I don't think there's much else. If there's anything else you guys want to talk about, let me know. But yeah. So this is, if you guys are interested, if you sub, if you're already a sub, this is the lineup. Let me make this like a quick little quip thing, right? I like to take little clips and throw them to YouTube as like under 60-second bites. They're doing like YouTube Shorts for a while, and so I do that. I've been actually doing that on my channel. How much does a border pass Mexico cost? Oh, Mexico to America cost? I have no clue. I don't even know if you can do it like that, because COVID and shit has made it like impossible to go anywhere. Although it's supposed to be much better now, right? I have no clue. You have to ask somebody. Do I look like a guy who ever leaves his couch? No, I don't. I don't look like a guy who leaves his couch. Jesus, you're asking the wrong dude. Pastiest, you find the pastiest, whitest, balding ass motherfucker on Twitch. Hey, what's it like outside right now? Like, come on, man. That's a trolly ass comment, and you know it. Fucking toxic community, man. Exactly. Do I no habla español? Hasta luego, amigo. That's all I can say. Yeah. So, this is the loyalty badges. This is all brand new. I just had a nice big long talk about it, but this is really exciting. I love these badges. I hope you guys love them too. I'm really into them. Again, the cycle for that I think I lost the browser for that, didn't I? Yeah. It should be 1 month, 2 months, 6 month, and then a year badge. So enjoy them, guys. They're for you. I did it for you, and I'm really actually very happy about what came out with. So there you go. Yeah. All right. Let's go watch some. Let's go watch some of the old Strive beta right here. Poof. Check it out. I already got all that. And if I take away my camera, where is my camera? There it is. There I still am. Boop, 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 boop. It's old Loth, new Loth. Dark Loth, bright Loth. Not speaking Loth, totally speaking Loth. The same fucking t-shirt. Yeah, well, mine's brighter, man. Come on. You can't tell the difference. Inkloth Nexus. What was I gonna do? I had like a whole thing I wanted to plan out about this, you know? God damn. It's the same shirt. I would only know if it had, this one has a hole in it. You guys can't see it, but there's a hole in it that exposes my flesh. If I could see that in the other video, then it's possible. The receding hairline? Wow. Someone... I had to bite my tongue there. I have two mods, bloodthirsty mods in the chat right now, and I had to hold my tongue. What was I going to say? Can I mod him? No, you cannot mod him. You can't do that. That is not within your curfew. Or is it purview? Whatever. You can't do it. Let's see here. What did I want to talk about here? Yeah, I guess I just want to talk about Guilty Gear. So, yeah, Guilty Gear Strive, right? I played both of the 3 betas. I played the last 2 betas. Oh, I know what I needed to do. I need to change over to... Hang on a second. This might blur out a little bit. Maybe. Well, maybe not. There we go. Let's switch this to that. Poof. Nice. Alright, updated the title. Alright, Guilty Gear Strive. Has anybody other than me actually played the betas in chat here? Did you? I don't think... Croker, have you given this game... Have you looked at it at all? Croker is a guy who originally liked Xrd. And I never got to play with him in Xrd. But I think, Croker, you were one of the guys that kept showing up and hanging out, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I really liked playing Xrd way back. That's the only experience I have with Guilty Gear is playing Xrd. I think I played the Game Boy Advance game once, and that was it. But, like, actually playing Xrd was really fun. It was the first fighting game I played on stream that was, like, at the time, it was, like, a new release title and all that shit. Fuck yeah, June 11th hype. Yeah, it was really cool at the time. I was still on my PS4. And then throughout the 3 months that I was playing it, I upgraded to a laptop for streaming purposes. That was really fun. I met a lot of cool dudes. Gillis actually came into chat. He's a dude that I had played back in Xrd days. And he came back just a couple of, like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago maybe when I was playing Resident Evil 8. He joined us for a stream and we chatted up about Xrd and shit. He's coming back for Strive. That's really, really cool. We might even get a few matches. He had a pretty sick Leo. Pretty sure Loth banned me when he wanted to mod me, so it makes sense the buttons are backwards. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I did. June 11th hype, know if it's crossplay. It is only not crossplay exactly, it's crossplay with PS4. So if you have PS4 and PS5, those two talk to each other. They say that they are going to work on crossplay after the game releases, but I wouldn't put a whole lot of stock in that. I mean, that's a really tall order, so I don't really think that would be a deal. They might do that if the game's really successful, but we'll talk about that too. You know, that we'll definitely theory craft on that a bit. I guess you're going to go for the Cinco. Yeah, I definitely want to do the PS Cinco for sure. Unfortunately, my PC can't do 4K resolution where the PS5 can. So I'm kind of stuck on the PS5 right now until I can get a fucking 30 whatever, 30. I'm going to rebuild my whole PC, and I could definitely use your guys' help on that. If you guys have part pickers website thing, if you have a setup that you think would be really good for me, or something that like, because I got some money, but like, I like being price oriented. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I kind of just want like a nice PC, but maybe really splurge on the graphics card so that we can have really high quality game stuff going on. So if that's something that's up your guys' alleys, if you like to tweak and make lists and PC parts and shit, I could use one. Keep in mind, obviously, I'm not going to be able to buy shit until, the silicon shortage isn't a thing and all that stuff. It's going to be a long time, but any information you can get my way beforehand would be great. But yeah, Guilty Gear Strive. Doesn't have crossplay. They are working on it. They had 3 betas. I did not play the first one. The second and the third beta I did play. And really, like, not having much experience. Like, right off the bat, people really are divided on this because it's a totally different game. Like, it is not Guilty Gear Xrd, the continuation. It's just not. It's not more Sign or whatever. It really is its own game. And it's taking pretty much everything that you had in the last game and throwing it out. Like, a lot of things. It really doesn't have... it just really doesn't have a lot of things in it. Like, there's blitz shields that aren't in it. I think dead angles is the forward P, right? Everybody's got dead angles. There's like a different form of yellow Roman cancel, which is like the defensive form of it. That's really hard to use because it's like you have to be in block frames or something. Really strange stuff. They changed it up. Like, Axel doesn't have a DP anymore, and people are pissed about that. Really, totally, insanely different game. It's supposed to appeal to newer players now. That's the idea, right? And this I want to talk about all sorts of stuff, but the idea of this game is that it is a simpler game. It's Guilty Gear, but with a lot less stuff in it, and that's both good and bad. Like, for me personally, when I played Xrd, it was my first fighting game on stream that was like a new release game. I had played only Injustice 1, and that's it. I had only just played that, and I only played it for like 2 weeks because it was free on the PlayStation Network before Xrd showed up. And then right after that, I went into Xrd, and I was hooked for 3 months. That shit was really fucking fun. I loved it because of its complicated nature. All the mechanics, like, there was so much to chew on. You had to do so much. I played Soul Bad Guy, as virtually everybody did, and it was just so much to do, so free to do it all. Really, really enjoyable. And if you ever got tired of it, playing any character in that game was almost like playing a whole different game. It was just that varied. And I appreciated all that depth for 3 months. After the 3rd month, I ended up playing other shit. And then when I tried to come back to Xrd, it was almost like I had never played to begin with. I was so bad at everything, it just sucked. Let's go ahead and play this. I'm not going to bother with the sound because, I'm talking in the video, but just to give you guys something to look at, right? This shit is definitely simpler, but it's still kind of complicated because of, like, the Roman cancel, and really just because it's a fighting game, right? Like, it's really hard to say something is or isn't complicated when it's fighting game related. So, does the game actually do well being a simple game? Because Guilty Gear is known for being very complicated, and now we have a very simple one. Is it good? As a guy who's like totally low tier, who doesn't play fighting games well, who's still learning them and all that shit, I have more experience since Xrd. I've played all sorts of different ones up to this point. I still am trash. I still don't know what I'm doing. However, the game was really approachable for somebody who really doesn't know what they're doing but can, like, put in a special command and shit. Like, I feel like the game is really is more approachable. I feel like as a product, as something to just kind of pick up and try it, there's so little in the way between you and doing that and facilitating that. Compared to a game like Xrd, where I really had to spend several days in training mode just to do a basic soul combo, especially picking up someone like Giovanna, as you see here, me getting thrashed as Gio. It's just so much easier playing her compared to what I had in Xrd. And that sounds like it's the experience for a lot of people. Is the game is very straightforward with a lot of different characters. And the payoff of that, or the trade-off really, is that just nobody's very complicated. There's not a lot of complicated things to do. So even though Geo is supposed to be kind of billed as like a simplistic character and easier because of that, a lot of the characters are. But it doesn't seem to, as a person playing the beta and as low tier as I am, it really didn't seem to throw me off any. I wasn't worried about any of that. When I was playing, I was really enjoying myself just learning how to control the character, to move around the screen, getting buttons that come out when I press them and stuff. And in that experience, both of the betas, that experience has been really, really good. The pressing buttons feels great in the game. It really feels great. I'm a guy who really enjoys feeling good with my controls. And I know that sounds kind of weird because, every game is controlled by a controller, right? But there are so many games that do so many things to kind of separate you from your controls, most notably being like input delay, right? If you press a button and then nothing happens, yeah, that sucks. Or it takes like a whole 2 seconds for something to happen. That sucks. That's pretty common in a lot of games. This one doesn't have any of that stuff. It's a fighting game, so it has to be responsive. It feels really good. But even on the level of fighting game stuff, like, again, Virtua Fighter came out. That's a really slow feeling game. When you press buttons, it takes a long time for things to happen. That's just how the game is built. This one doesn't do anything like that. It's very fast, it's very quick, and it feels great in the hands. Kind of like Xrd, really, in that way. Now that I think about it. So I guess maybe they didn't change that so much. But, I mean, everything else around that changed, right? I mean, the air dashing clearly isn't the same. It really doesn't feel like I have a whole lot of things to think about other than a basic game when I was playing it. Naturally, I really haven't reviewed the beta time that I had yet. I haven't really watched tapes or thought about it a whole lot. I really just kind of forgot about my experience after bitching about the lobbies and just kind of been existing the last few weeks. Now that I'm sitting here and I'm watching the video and I'm kind of trying to chew on my own thoughts on, what did I think about it, I'm left with a pretty positive impression that things felt good in my hands. And that's usually a thing that comes to me when I'm playing games. That's usually the first feeling I get when I think about a game. How good did it feel to press buttons, to move around, do things? It felt pretty good. It felt pretty good. It was still kind of tough. I mean, you can see that I seem to be struggling with some really basic movement and stuff like that. And that is because there's a little bit of a timing issue that I was having. But once I adjust later on in the video, I'm pretty sure I do much better. That was weird. That took some adjustments. Plus, I got this controller, but I'll talk about that later. Yeah, I am still left with a positive impression. I even after all the time playing the betas. The second beta, I played Nagoriyuki, and I really, really enjoyed the guy. I wanted to focus on him originally, and I did, and he was really enjoyable. But then in the third beta, I heard that they did some stuff to him. They kind of nerfed him, and I played Geo a little bit in the last beta, in the second beta, and I enjoyed it enough that I actually wanted to play Geo in the latest beta, the third beta. And she ended up just being really good. I really enjoyed that a lot. I think she's winning over in terms of who I want to start with. I think Nago is cool and all, but he's not really in a great place. He's not doing all that well, and he's a restrictive kind of play style. You're gonna go competitive on launch. I mean, I'm really gonna try and play it a lot. I'm gonna try and play it a lot and see if I can learn whatever I can learn. I'm just gonna really try and get in on it. I got a whole week. The whole week off work so that I can just fucking get in on that ass and get fucking turned up. I'm gonna get my ass torn apart all over the place, and I'm cool with that. At least I hope I'm cool with that. It should be fun, and because the betas kind of got me worked up, I feel really good about it. So yeah, positive experience from the betas. I do want to say, in the last beta, they changed stuff from the first one. I say the first one, but I kind of mean, the one that I played. Backdashes aren't as far going, I guess. You don't cover the distance. But I didn't really find that in my low tier level. Keep in mind, all this is low tier, right? I didn't make it past the 6th floor, and I got kicked out of the 6th floor a few times. It was like, are you sure you don't want to go back downstairs? I'm like, I'm sure, keep me here. Yeah, as somebody who doesn't really like, see much of that stuff or know its implications, I really didn't feel too hampered by backdash. I felt like everything was okay, even though it was very clearly not going back very far. But one of the changes that I absolutely noticed, and it's something that I really wish was still in the game. When you dash and then you super jump, you're supposed to have momentum. I think in a lot of fighting games, if I'm recalling correctly, when you dash and then you jump, you usually have more forward momentum than if you're standing still or walking forward and jumping. You're supposed to use that momentum to do cool stuff with, right? In the beta before this last one, Geo in particular had a very cool feeling combo path where basically if you can hit with crouching heavy slash, it's supposed to launch the character in the air. You do have to do close medium slash now and then follow up with crouching heavy slash because you need them to be in an air state, kind of a floating state, before you actually launch them up with crouching heavy slash, which I don't think was the case originally. I used to be able to just do crouch heavy slash and bounce them up in the air no matter what. Now you have to do the close slash. But you would do that, and then you can actually do a combo on the ground, some sort of like kick into the dog roundhouse kick, and then you can RC, do a dash jump in Dust, which is 2 kicks for Geo, and the momentum of your dash jump would carry you along the screen with your opponent. So you could follow them all the way across the screen, and Geo would land first, allowing you to kick again and hit them. And then you can continue the combo with either a special move, or you could do her command normal, the forward heavy slash, which is like a series of 3 kicks that you could time. That was really badass. That felt really, really good. I loved that combo. I loved how it felt, and I thought that there could be some really cool conversions you can get if you're able to utilize the dash mechanic into dusting the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still pretty specific and particular, but if you can do it, it was a really cool looking combo path. And all of that was based off of the idea that you can get momentum with your super jump? I guess maybe super jump. I'm not sure if it's a super or a normal jump, but the idea is that you maintain momentum. They completely ripped out momentum. There's no more momentum. When you do, you can't dash and jump and carry yourself further across the screen. I guess that's kind of like a King of Fighters thing, right? Like a super hop, super jump. I think King of Fighter does that. But in any case, you can't do it now in the last beta, as of the last beta. That was really upsetting because I really, really liked that combo and it felt good to do. And apparently later on some people mentioned that very same thing, and I was like, oh my god, I know what they're talking about. They're talking about that momentum that caused the really cool combo to work. Well, it was gone. I for a while I thought I was just crazy, but it really is gone. You just don't have momentum when you jump and when you do a dash jump. You can still jump and dash like what I just did there, right? That's just a basic air dash. But as you can see, the momentum is set in that one dash, and then you kind of just fall straight down. You don't kind of keep going, that's just not there anymore. I really didn't like that change. I really enjoyed the combo, but keep in mind, again, I'm being a low tier player. I don't know the implications. I don't know why they removed it. I don't really know why they removed it. I thought it was cool to have because I had it in a combo. I don't know what the problems were that they felt like, okay, this momentum's a problem, we gotta change it. I don't really know what the momentum was being used for, that they were concerned about, that like maybe new players wouldn't like or something. I'm not sure. I really don't know. All I know is as a low tier new player, they made a change that really kind of sucked. Eventually I managed to get through that. I managed to figure out that was not a thing anymore, that I had to do something else. And I adjusted. Eventually, I made some adjustments, and things felt pretty good again. But, yeah, that was at least one change that I didn't like in the beta. What else? Really, just my overall impressions were still very positive. As you can see, these are early matches. I really was trying to get a feel for the character and feeling the game. You know, this is very typical stuff for me when I first pick up a fighting game. It feels like I'm swimming again. You know, like I don't know how to swim, and I'm relearning all these basic things to do. Especially with her because she plays a rush character that I don't usually play a rush down character. At least, like, I don't think I do. So I don't have a very good mentality for it. So I do a lot of I have a lot of spacing with her because I just don't know what I'm doing. But the process of figuring out how she feels in the game, what you do with her, was really enjoyable. I really enjoyed that a great deal. And I think I will use her as my starting character when the game launches. In like technically 4 days, I think the game comes out if you're gonna do the pre-order thing. So yeah, experience in the beta was pretty much that. In terms of actually playing the characters, I didn't get to play Nago, which I heard got nerfed really, really badly. That's really upsetting because I really wanted to move to him after I had my fill of Geo, and I kind of made some adjustments. I really wanted to play Nago. He's easily the coolest looking character out of the whole game, but it's just he got nerfed. He got nerfed and he plays too weird. He plays too weird that I wasn't comfortable jumping on him right away. I want to learn the game with Geo, and then maybe I can move to him when I have a better idea of how to play the game. I want to use the dash back row too. I want to actually dash with a button. That's kind of a nice thing that they added to the game, and I would like to learn to use it. Will you pre-order? Yeah, I'll pre-order. I mean, I'm gonna buy the game, so I'll pre-order. I don't think I'm gonna pre-order the digital deluxe. I think I'll pre-order the season pass because I do like the idea of having the game feature complete. You know, all the content. I'd like to have all the content character-wise, even if I end up dropping it later. I think I'll do that part, but I don't think that's part of the early release access thing that you can get. I don't think. Yeah, so that's kind of just to review the beta there. I think things were good. I was done with the beta on a pretty good note in regards to when I actually played. So, bad stuff besides the changes, right? I mean, there's some pretty glaring ones, and you guys keep seeing it in the video already. The betas have been swarmed with this lobby system not working. This has been touched to death. I'm sure lots of people way better than me have talked about it. But again, as a guy who's low tier, who's new, I mean, this game is really supposed to be appealing to dudes like me, right? I'm just coming in and playing it, right? This lobby system is reasonable on the surface level. I think it could be a hell of a lot cooler and better. I don't really know why they went with this pixel thing, but whatever. Really, the functionality is what it comes down to. To me, this is a real straightforward interface. It really should be all about the functionality of connecting to people and playing matches. But as you can tell, I'm just wandering around the lobby trying to get the damn thing to work. If this is going to be our launch experience, that really sucks. And I don't know if that's a good thing. I mean, it can't be a good thing for sure. I don't know what they're going to do. If this ends up being what we experience on release, like, it's going to really tear away a lot of new players. I think new players are going to get really frustrated having to do this shit. Sitting here with their sword out and nothing happening for a long time. They really need to consider doing some kind of a quick match. Like a real quick match. I don't know. Just something that doesn't cause the game to stop and just do nothing for a long time, right? Like, it's really aggravating to sit there waiting to connect to somebody and all these people are down the fight, but nothing works. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can see a ton of people open and you just can't connect to any of them. That needs to be fixed, man. Yeah, sitting here with their swords out. That's all you can do. I mean, you sit there and you don't have like a mini game to play. You know, you can't polish it. You can't polish your sword. You can't buffer that ass. You can't do nothing. What I think would be a lot cooler, and there's no way they can do this, obviously, but if they had the means to do this, this would have been really cool. If they managed to make this like a interactive environment where you could play little mini games and stuff, that would have been more interesting while you're connecting to fights. Because then, like, if you have to deal with this shit where it's just taking forever to match up with anybody, like, you can then just play those mini games. And like, what kind of mini games could we play? I'm thinking like, you know that Footsies game that came out? It's like a little app on a phone if you want it. It's a really small game, and it literally is just a game of footsies, right? It's a real basic, it's like a one button game. It's a really cool idea. And I played it a little bit on my phone, and I was like, this is a cool little tiny game that teaches you about spacing and block punishing and stuff like that. Why don't they add that to this lobby system and give some kind of progression to it? Like, I don't know, just some kind of progression, unlock gear or some shit. I don't know, icons or just more avatar equipment. I don't know. Just give it something, And that way, at least if we're sitting here and the system's broken and it's taking forever and you can't just fix it, I assume this isn't just something that's going to get fixed right away, it gives us something to do. And, playing a game of footsies with random people, I mean, that's going to help out a little bit, right? You're going to learn a little bit more about ranges and stuff, and I think just even as a conceptual level, again, as a low-tier guy, I would probably find some enjoyment just playing some footsies while I'm waiting for the match to begin, while I'm trying to find an opponent. That would be a cool thing, and it would help me out a little bit with, whiff punishing or what have you. I mean, it's obviously a different game, but it would be something. This is really just the biggest problem. I really hope this is not going to be the problem when the game launches, but I think it could be. Probably is. I mean, it probably is. It's probably going to be the deal. I'm going to have a lot of time just sitting here waiting to connect, trying to find somebody, and that does suck. That really sucks, but I guess it's just going to be part of the experience. I don't think this happened in Xrd, though. I don't think Xrd had this problem. I don't think Dragon Ball Fighter... Did Dragon Ball Fighter Z have this problem? I don't remember. This is a different system than what they used before. They have like a different kind of lobby system in the other games. This is a brand new pixel thing. They've never really done it before. Yeah, as you can see, I'm trying to quit out of the game and then go back in hopes of like resetting whatever the fuck's going on. It didn't always work, but sometimes it would. Sometimes it put me in a lobby with someone it would connect me to. It reminds me a lot of when I was playing Soul Calibur 6. That's what it reminds me of a lot. When I was playing Soul Calibur 6, this shit was doing a similar thing where I would not connect to people. And it was part of the beta was that problem, and then when the game released was that problem as well. It just wouldn't connect to people for some reason. It's probably because everyone's getting slammed, I guess. Guess that would be it. So, yeah, lobby sucks. That really did dampen the spirits, but even though that was the case, I still ended up leaving the game wanting to play a lot more of it. I think a lot of people, even though this lobby system and the connections were really awful to set up, I think actually getting in a match and playing the match felt really good. I really enjoyed all the matches. As someone that isn't that well experienced in fighting games, I can't say whether or not it was much better than delay-based netcode or anything like that. All I can really say is that it felt really good. It felt really good. I didn't feel hampered by anything. I eventually managed to get a really good grasp on how my buttons work and what I could do in the game. And that was all facilitated by having a good feeling connection. I think a lot of the information up at the top, if I remember right, that stuff looked pretty good. I had a lot of low milliseconds and no rollback frames. Most of the time, it was a really good number up there. So it's a weird position to be in because we haven't had a good connecting fighting game in forever, right? I mean, Street Fighter V tried to do it. It didn't really work out very well. Mortal Kombat 11 had a good netcode type of thing going for it, but I think that game really got boring really quick, so people didn't really get to dig into it. This is like an interesting scenario where we have a game that actually is using the best netcode it could use, but the lobby system is fucked up. I guess it's just another thing that I have to figure out, right? What is a good lobby system? But that does kind of bring about the question: what is a good lobby system? What do we want out of a fighting games matchmaking in general? What do we want? I think like if I think about it, the only thing I can really think of is just get me into a match quickly. You know, I would like to get into a match very quickly, but right underneath that is a desire to choose who my opponent is, because I don't want to always be paired up with some dude that's gonna kick my ass all the time. This is a whole nother discussion, but like, you know, match skill based matchmaking is something like Call of Duty. That shit is crazy. They will actually, in like a Call of Duty, like the most recent one, they will actually pair you up with people who are bad so that you can experience a win. And then later, it will pair you up with a lot of expert people that will probably beat you because they want to encourage you to like buy stuff that will make the fight easier for you. So if you spend money, the algorithm will put you in more favorable matches. And if you don't spend money, it will put you in more difficult to play matches. This has been like an established thing that Call of Duty is doing. Totally mind blowing. Now, in a game like Call of Duty, I think it's a horrible idea, but I think it could still fly. I think you could still deal with it. But I don't think you can really do that in a fighting game. A fighting game is so... You don't really get to have the kind of fun you do in a first-person shooter. You know, you don't... First-person shooters are so dopamine fueled. You know, you get so much fun just shooting a guy and not looking at your scoreboard. In a fighting game, your life is your fun meter, essentially. If you didn't manage to land any attacks on the guy, you basically didn't have any fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when you lose, like, you lose the whole thing, and then you're kicked right back out, and now you gotta deal with the fucking, you know, connection lobby system again. You know, it hurts compared to Call of Duty, where if you die, you just spawn, like, 3 seconds later, right back at base, and you go right at it again. You know, it just doesn't matter. You can die millions of times, kill the guy that's killed you a bunch of times one time, and you can go pop off and make a YouTube video about it. In a fighting game, it's all or nothing. You know, it's so hard to get like this kind of a back and forth where you're both losing health at the same time and everything is just like matched out and it feels equivalent. You know, it's hard to get that, and it's hard to keep that in a fighting game. It's so important too. It's like it's the fun part about a fighting game is learning shit like that. Just thinking about it. I'm just thinking about it. You know, you have to buy something to lower your fucking matchmaking opponent. Oh boy. Now I gotta give some credit here, because the lobby system in this game lets you choose a floor, and you have a rough skill gap of people on your floor. So you actually get to choose who you fight. If there's like a character you're looking to avoid, if there's like a certain rank number that you notice, you know, kicks your ass all the time. I like that. I actually like that about the lobby system. That gives me some control over who I'm fighting. In a one button quick match scenario, much harder to get that, and then it does kind of open the door to something like, you know, skill based matchmaking, making it so that you'll always come up against hard people, so that you're encouraged to buy something to make it easy. You know what I'm saying? But at least in a fighting game, I don't think there's any kind of microtransaction of that nature. At least not in this one. Maybe in some future one. But in this one, you don't have to worry about buying something to lower a skill rank, right? I think in this one, in fighting games in general, I think it will mostly be about just finding a stable opponent that you can have a back and forth with. And usually it works out pretty good, right? Especially if you can maintain a good player base. That's really the key, especially when it comes to longevity. I have a lot of thoughts. About stuff on this game. I spent a lot of time on it. I didn't get to barf out anything when I played the betas. I just wanted to wait until like basically now, until we have like a week out until the game to really chew on it, because now I can think back and I can watch the videos and stuff and just think, you know, what else do I want out of the game? You know, what am I going to expect? Is there other stuff I want to do? You know, what's going to happen? I haven't heard any changes since the last beta either. But I mean, naturally the game's not out or nothing, so that's probably just going to be the case. Man. This character, I really like how she looks. It's this is so rare for me to pick a female character in a fighting game. It's very infrequent. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I've done it, but I almost never play female characters. I kind of I have a predisposition to go towards things that I look really cool, and usually when you got like a chick character, they're not really the cool factor is there, but they're usually trying to make chicks look hot. You know what I'm saying? They usually try to do that. I feel like in Gio's case, they didn't really care all that much. Like her outfit looks like almost normal. And that's weird in a Guilty Gear game where everybody has like the most flamboyant fucking 17 different belts, you know, Square Enix style shit, right? She actually looks like almost normal. She's got weird spandex and huge titties. Like, she's still plenty hot, but she also looks cool to me. She actually looks cool. And then she plays cool, too. It's an actual play style and a look that comes together and makes a character that I'm like, wow, this is actually really neat. I like playing the character, you know? That doesn't happen. Most of the time, it makes sense, right? Because, like, if you're making a girl character, you usually don't have to make them that cool, right? You can make them play cool because play styles are totally open. But it's usually easier to just appeal to the whole, you know, sex appeal side of things when it comes to chick characters. And then that's it. And it's like, that's cool. I don't have a problem with it. But it also means they're not really that cool looking. You know, they're hot. Not so cool. Yeah, horny. They're getting horny jail. Everyone going to horny jail. And I don't have a problem with it. It's just, that's typically something that keeps me away from choosing chick characters more often, is that they just don't really look that cool, you know? And then that's an opinion thing, right? I mean, I don't think it looks cool, but there's some dudes out there that think fucking bikini string armor is cool, and they think that looks cool. I wish I could wear that as a dude, you know? Back in the day, Conan would wear a fucking loincloth. That was his maximum armor, you know? Sure, cool. If that's your deal, that's your deal. But for me, I like cool. And what's cool to me? Nago is cool to me. Johnny is fucking cool to me. Like, those are cool looking characters. So when you get something like, well, we just saw Amelia. When we saw Amelia, I don't see anything too cool happening. She looks hot, but I don't see anything too cool. But then I look at Gio and I'm like, wow, she's got like street clothes. She's got these weird suspenders popping on. Her titties are flopping everywhere. And she's got a kick-ass dog. I like that. She's got a puppers with her, man. It's like, this is a cool character. While still not being not hot, but cool enough. And then when I played her, it was like, okay, this is a fun character. I like this character. She's very cool. Like, I was pretty won over pretty quickly when I played her. So that's generally that's why I don't use a lot of women characters. It's just that the way that they are created is different audiences almost. But I think I'm hitting it pretty good with Gio on this one. I like her a lot. I want to play Nago. I want him to be like the main, but you know, his blood meter is like a whole mini game I'm gonna have to learn to play. And he can't dash. He can't normal dash. He has to command dash. And I want to use the button. I want to use the dash button and have some fun with that and figure it out. So I'm hoping if I play Gio for a while, maybe I can get more accustomed to things, and then Nago won't be such a hurdle for me to figure out. The other thing is, we talked about it earlier in the thing. I am getting it on the PS5, and I've decided that I will stick with this shitty-ass DualSense controller in which to play the game. My reasonings are pretty simple in this respect. I'm pretty much landlocked on the PS5 due to the whole 4K resolution TV, and my PC wouldn't look as nice and shit like that, right? Yeah, sure, fair enough. The PS5 will not let me use a lot of peripherals for PS5 games. And I am going to be getting the PS5 version of this game. So I don't even think I can play my old DualShock 4, which I actually felt was great for fighting games. I definitely liked the D-pad on that. I don't think I can do that for this one, because it's a PS5 version of the game. The PlayStation 5 will only let you play using the DualSense for PlayStation 5 games. Now, I don't know if that means PlayStation 5 version of games or PS5 specific games. Like, I couldn't use it for Demon Souls, that's for sure. Because that was an exclusive. Yeah, that's why it was. Yeah, because it's a PS5 exclusive. It's not a PS4 thing. I couldn't use the DualShock 4 for it. But I probably could use... I should be able to use the DualShock for, like, Mass Effect. Because that is a PS4 game, despite playing it on the PS5. What was a game? Assassin's Creed. Maybe Assassin's Creed might have let me use the DualShock, because I was playing the PS5 version after having downloaded the PS4 one of it. That might be the case. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm quite reasonably sure that in this case, I have to use this for this game. And that also means I can't really use a fight stick unless it works for the PS5, and I don't think a lot of them do right now. I know a lot of gamepads don't work and shit like that. It's a tough one. I mean, ultimately, I'm just going to use the controller. I'm just going to use the DualSense until I either break my fucking thumb, because I really was struggling with it in the beta. Like, this D-pad here, I can't really show you guys, but the D-pad, if you guys have fucked around with the DualSense here, if you've seen it and stuff, the D-pad is definitely situated further inside the controller, so your thumb touches on a lot more plastic when you're trying to navigate the D-pad. And that's a problem. On the DualShock, like, this stuff really pokes up. It's on its own little island. So it's quite easy to feel the buttons and to manipulate them. It's just not quite the same on this one. They definitely caved it in a bit, so you can't get that precise movement. Especially the way that I would do it, I would have like the base of my like the knuckle, the inner knuckle there. I would put that on the D-pad so I can slide around in a lot of different directions really quickly. It just, that technique doesn't really work as well. Like, it takes a lot of work. And so that's why I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to put in the work, see if I can figure it out. And then, you know, if I really cross my fingers, maybe they'll come out with a fight stick or a gamepad specifically for PS5. That might be the solution. You know, that's going to have to be a future thing. As you guys can tell, I've been putting a lot of thought about this. I put a lot of thought in the game. I've really tried to figure things out. You know, like I said earlier, I like fighting games a lot. I suck at them. I want to learn and play and get better at kind of a general feel for them. So I do tend to think about them quite a bit. You saw that change I talked about here. The crouching heavy slash did not launch him off the ground. And I'm pretty sure in the second beta, it would do it under any circumstance. Any circumstance. So you can use any button into crouching heavy slash and launch them. Now you specifically need to catch them in the air, or you need to bounce them up a little bit with close slash. You saw that time it did bounce them in the air. Of course, I fucked up and didn't know what to follow up with, but still. Yeah, see, I think by this match I started figuring out I needed that close slash in order to actually launch them up. And then RC. I think that was my favorite thing to do in the beta. Was get a full bar meter, spend it on a random wake up super, and then RC when I knew it was going to get blocked. I like that. It's a real simple use of the mechanic, but it feels good. It feels good, and it works. It works out really well. What else did I want to talk about? You guys watched me play this. Splinkin, Danny Loa, Croker. You guys caught me in the middle of this stream. You've seen this gameplay already. You guys were here for it. As people that don't really care very much for fighting games, what do you think of what you're looking at? Because this is supposed to be more appealing to people than just fighting game guys. It's supposed to have more of a wider appeal. But I'm under the impression that nobody really sees it that way. I'd be really surprised if either of you guys felt, yeah, this looks more approachable than other fighting games you've played. I'd be surprised if you said that. Because I don't really think I don't really understand the concept of making a fighting game easier as introducing new players to it. I don't feel like the two really, I don't feel they're the same thing. Maybe there's some gelling between the two. Maybe there's some sort of a balance between the two. But like, I got into Xrd. I got into Xrd, and that shit was complicated, and I was new, and I still loved it. I really enjoyed it. It was so much to chew on. My favorite game was Tekken 7. That had tons of fucking mechanics, legacy skill all over the place for Tekken 7. So, two games that are probably the most complicated things ever, and I really liked them as a new player. I really got into them. They felt good. They just overall felt good. So to me, it doesn't seem like a slam dunk. If you make your game easy, it doesn't really seem like a slam dunk to me. You still have to have something. Don't know. I haven't played a fighting game since Tekken 3. See, I think a lot of people are like that. I mean, minus the Tekken 3 part. I mean, they look at a fighting game and they think, this thing just doesn't really look like something I could pick up and enjoy. And I don't think making it simpler really draws in new players. I think it might make it so that you can convince new players that are looking for fighting games already. I guess what I'm thinking of is like, if you're not already into fighters, I don't see how making the game easier is going to attract you. I don't think it really does that. But then it leaves the question, the question opens up then, right? If making a fighting game easier doesn't attract new players, what does? I really don't know. To me, I enjoy just playing what looks cool. And maybe that's the trick. Maybe you gotta get something that looks cool. This looks pretty cool. Maybe not the coolest, but I mean, Xrd looked really, really cool when it came out. Yeah, Tekken 7 looked amazing when it came out. It looked amazing before Fated Retribution. Like it looked really, really good. Street Fighter 5 looked good. Especially in the betas, it looked really good in the betas, and then they nerfed everything. To me, like, what gets me to get invested or interested is the same thing that gets me interested in any video game. How cool is it? I mean, that's really it. Just how cool is it? I don't know. I don't really know if, like, the difficulty part matters so much. It doesn't. I don't know. And yet it might, because Street Fighter 5 apparently is doing really well now. That it's, like, got more content to it. And then maybe that's the deal too, right? Like, you need more single player content. Maybe that's what new players need, Fucking Mortal Kombat 11 had all those towers that you can grind, and that game sold a lot more. I think that was a really popular one because you had all those towers that you got to grind. But that's just single player stuff. You don't have to make it, simpler to enjoy grinding AI in a tower, right? I don't think Mortal Kombat 11 is really simpler than 10? Maybe it is simpler than 10. I'm just not sure. I really don't know that much about it. I really didn't play 11 enough. I dumped that pretty quick despite having my boy Baraka in it. I can tell, I can feel like in this game, having made it easier, I guess it has drawn me in a bit more because, my problem with Xrd is that I left it for a while and then came back and I couldn't do a damn thing. Maybe that won't be the case in this one. Maybe this one being simpler, I can go fucking play God of War or whatever and then come back and still be able to fucking do a basic combo or something. I guess there is some appeal to it. It's really just like the new player aspect that I don't really get that part. I don't know how you get new players in a fighting game. They either are down to play a fighting game or they're not. To me, it's all about learning. I don't think a lot of people want to learn stuff when they play fighting games or any video games, really. I know lots of times when I'm streaming, I like playing games that are not that way. Damn, did you see that? Oh, I actually got the right combo. I want to see that again. Did you see that? I actually did the right combo. Look at this. Oh wait, the wrong one. I think it's that one. What did I do? So I countered hit with it. So a counter hit on this move, if I had known, you're supposed to be able to follow this up with her spiral arrow, her Kami attack, right? The dive forward charge move. I could have hit him with that. Two dash. Okay, so counter hit, close slash. It doesn't have to be a counter hit, but that's how I start it. Crouching heavy slash, and then the dog roundhouse for good measure. That's actually the proper combo. At this point, you can continue with kick, and then the forward heavy kick, forward heavy slash rather. And then I needed to time that a lot better. I didn't time that well at all. That's like a basic combo that you should have with her. I love that dog. That dog is sick. They did a really good job with her. I don't know. She really has like a cool personality. It really stands out. It's an interesting character. I wanted to use that. I gotta use that move more. The crouching dust. It's a good low. It causes a knockdown. And then I'm supposed to do something for mix-ups, but boy, I really don't know what. I think I'm really gonna enjoy playing her for a while. And I'm hoping other people pick her up so I can learn some things. Internet, what do you guys think, huh? Guilty Gear Strive. I think I'll play it a lot. I think I do. It seems like people are really interested. I think maybe the biggest thing is really just that having the rollback netcode seems to really pull it up. What else do we got going on today? And not much else, huh? Damn. And I'm really trying to get used out of that crouching slash. I just don't know what to do with it. Man, I get those counter hits and I'm just like, what do I do with that? Her dash is really strong in this game. Like, her dash is different than everybody else's. You get more utility out of it. You can actually attack and then dash. I didn't even know that. I don't think anybody else can do that. You can't interrupt your own attacks with a dash in the other characters. I think the other characters you have to dash and then attack, and that's all you can do. But she can do the reverse of it. It's pretty cool. But that's her character, right? She's rushed down. Well, Internet, I got a lot out of me. We talked about the subs. We talked about video games in general. I think I'll move on from Mass Effect. I think I'll send it back. I'll give Biomutant a shot sometime tonight, tomorrow. It's my first night off. We'll give Biomutant a shot. I'll probably flush it. And honestly, I have some time until Strive. I might just buy that hired gun game or whatever it's called. The Warhammer 40k thing I talked about earlier. I might just grab that. Do you guys know when E3 is supposed to happen? Because I might want to try restreaming it if it's not like in the middle of the day. If it's like a morning or night thing, that would be for the best. It'd be kind of cool to restream that. Although I'm not really sure what they're going to show. I mean, I don't really know of any games coming around, you know? It's, nothing really all that cool has been happening as far as I'm aware. Cool. Yeah, alright. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I think I got a lot off my chest. I mean, I talked about some shit. What else is there? Badges, GG. What did I title? I titled the stream what I was actually going to talk about, and I keep forgetting. Forget my own stream title. GG Strive, game suggestions, or whatever else. Yeah, I guess I covered everything then. Can't think of much else. I should let you guys know that the whole remote thing, I talked about it a little bit, you know, throughout the week, but the whole remote thing that I was going to do with Workplace, it's pretty much, you know, not going to happen for the time being. There might be like a limited version of it where I can stay home like maybe 2 days out of the week, but I have to train these other two people to do stuff in the branch, and it's going to take a while to do that. So that's really tough. Then basically we lost a lot of people the last month, and they could take it over, but they say they don't want to. Hey, did I just see an interesting counter opportunity? Hold up. I think I saw something cool that I just missed. Look at this. Oh, wow. It launched him up. If I had crouching heavy slashed, I wonder if that would have worked. He kind of looked a little far. So I crouching dust counter hit caused him to really flap out, and then I close slashed, which popped him up a little bit, and then I bet that would have worked. I bet that would have reached him. And then I could have roundhouse with the dog. I could have maybe RC'd. I'm not sure how that would have worked. I like that move. Forward P is really cool. Oh, damn, I got him again with it? It's how am I catching him sometimes, you know? Okay, he's either unsafe or he's pressing buttons. I think he might be unsafe because when you land from an air move, when you jump in the air and you do an attack and you land, you're more vulnerable in this game than the previous entries. You used to recover like right away, but now you have recovery frames from landing. But that only happens if you did an action in the air. If you attacked in the air and then land, that gives some delay. If you just jump and then land, I don't think you're going to have any delay. You should be able to act right away as soon as you land, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that, but... Damn, he was too high up. Man. You know, the hitbox on that move is pretty robust. I mean, I bounced him up in the air really high up. I kind of like this fan guy, but... excuse me. I like this Angie guy, but I hear he plays really slow. I'm already pretty committed at this point. You know, Geo seems fun. I like her. Geo and Nago. I'm going to try and play those guys and have fun. Damn, he burst. Yeah, they said in this beta that forward punch that I'm doing, that straight jab, I like that one. She like decks him right in the face. That one's a cool move, and they buffed its use, so you can actually get more like invulnerability frame out of it or something. It's supposed to be more usable, and I really favored it. It actually ended up being really useful in this one. There is something else I wanted to do. I had recorded some moves. Do you guys mind if we switch over to the PS4 really quick? I would like to do that. Hang tight here. Let me get rid of my TV display. And switch over to... Yes, here we go. I won't really be able to join you guys exactly. Or maybe I could. Let's do a switcheroo. I was thinking... So I actually got these. I wanted to get this on stream so that I could have this for later reference. In the last beta, I didn't make it in the final day. But I managed to log in for like half an hour or something. And so I made a bunch of video clips of like things I could do with Geo. And I wanted to throw these up on a stream so that I could actually reference it later, and so I could kind of copy what I did and maybe practice a bit. And so I was trying to show, so this move here, this spiral arrow, is plus on block. So I was trying to figure out what can I do with it, and it looks like a crouching light kick into, or a crouching kick into the dog roundhouse special. That's actually something I can do after I hit on, and that's even on block, so I don't have to hit with it. So that's something I was trying to figure out there. This is a corner combo. I know you guys can't really see that well. Yeah, so this is a base. Oh, what's that? I don't want to share. I actually want to keep playing it. How do I play it some more? Huh? Maybe I have to actually like select it. Yeah. So this is a basic corner combo. This is like the strongest combo I think I could come up with without using any meter. Which ended up being pretty strong, right? 214 damage is pretty good. So it says crouch slash, crouching hard slash, spiral arrow, bounces off the wall, do a light kick, do my 3 little kicks, like command kick, forward heavy kick, or slash, then do another spiral arrow into breaking the wall. Yeah, that's like a corner combo that I wanted to do. The trick part is doing the spiral arrow and then doing the kick after. That's not tricky exactly, but I gotta be aware that I'm close enough to the wall to get the wall bounce from spiral arrow. That's all. That's really what the primary point of that clip was. I don't know why I keep... Oh, that's right. So I start off with medium kick. Oh, it's an RC combo. Now, the nice thing about this RC combo here, I'm trying to count how many times I can hit the guy until the wall breaks. So I can do 2 kicks on the ground. This is a crouching slash. That's a heavy slash, roundhouse dog. Now, every hit that I'm doing is ticking off wall damage. So the wall is going to break. The more times that you hit a guy and he's in the corner, the less health the wall has, and the wall will shatter and do a bunch of damage. So I was able to do 5 hits, and then I RC'd, which floated him in the air, and then I followed up. Since now that we're in the corner, I don't need that momentum I talked about earlier in the stream. I can just do it in the corner. And that was 2 hits that broke the wall further, and then a light kick, and then the dog roundhouse splatted him against the wall. Now I could do anything to break the wall, and I do the spiral arrow because I think it maximizes damage a little bit. So now that damage isn't very good compared to like the other one, right? This is less damage than the basic combo that we did previously, and I have to use some meter to do it. But you notice that I started with a different starter, right? I'm just doing a low. I'm doing a low attack into something, whereas the other one was just close slash. That's just a normal attack. You can block it standing or crouching. This one you have to block low. You have to crouch it. So if I condition someone using this to block low because they feel threatened because of this combo potentially, probably just the first part, not so much the RC part, then I could start doing something that would get them with an overhead attack. And she has a built-in one for that. That's that weird jump attack she does. This was a weird one. I was practicing this. So I get a counter heavy slash, which then lets me do dog into RC, and then I can do the slash into dog. I was kind of practicing what I could do after an RC. Yeah, and then that let me do that. And then I think I did it again. Yeah, so there's a cross under. So this particular thing here, if I can get the cross under right here, I'm gonna do this whole setup. So the idea was if I were to do this out in a match, right? I would either get it this way and follow up with a kick, or I would get it the same way. I wish there was an easier way to fast forward here. The same situation, RC, and if I don't get the cross under, I'm still doing the exact same combo path. I just have to know what side my character is on so the dog roundhouse happens. That's it. Same combo path as whether I switch sides or not. This one, I'm going to whiff on the third attack, but this whiff is on purpose, because I actually recover before my opponent does, and I think that lets me do an attack. I'm not actually sure if that's true, though. I'm going to have to figure out with the real game. But it looks like I recover sooner than he does. This is showcasing that you can dash cancel your attack. This is, if you can get into an aggressive rhythm this way, this is part of her rush down nature. It's kind of, I didn't realize that I could do this in an actual match. I'm canceling the attack with a dash. I don't think anybody else can do this. I think it's just Geo that is able to do this mechanic. But that's what helps her maintain pressure. So you just do that. I could threaten with 2 slash, which is that low we did earlier. I don't think I did an overhead combo. I might need to learn one. Yeah, this is this. Ooh. Yeah, this is so this is the only thing you can do off her light. So she has a crouching kick right here. I know it's hard to see because it's dark, but crouching kick into forward slash a forward punch. So a forward punch, which is that anti-air thing, but then you can follow it up really quickly with that. Now the problem is that you have to dash in and use your dash's momentum. Because unlike when you jump in the air, you lose it in the air. But if you just dash on the ground, you keep your momentum. So you're able to use that momentum to follow up your light with the forward punch into the Shoryuken. The dragon punch motion, basically. And then I just RC'd to show that I could do some more hits. What did I do? It looks like I do a light kick into dust, and a light kick into dog roundhouse, and then that lets me break the wall. Oh, that's weird. I think I started this one. This might have been a... Yeah, this might have been a back flip. Yeah, I think this was a back flip. I was trying to show that earlier thing. I don't need this clip, I don't think. Yeah, and this is just trying to... I was just trying to show that this is like the only light confirmed. So this is like a problem in the game that people think is a problem. I'm not really sure what it means, but nobody can really convert off lights except Soul Bad Guy. And light attacks are just short range but really fast things. Soul Bad Guy can convert off light attacks really well, and it lets him have more combo possibilities. And it allows him to have a safer pressure game, because he can use buttons that won't get blown up if they're blocked or missed or whatever. She only really has crouching kick, which is a low, so they have to crouch block it. She only really has that as an option, and I think you have to hard commit to the rest of it, because it's a really quick. It's a real quick series of attacks. But at least she has something. At least you get something off the lights. A lot of people don't get anything off theirs. Yeah, this is trying to show. I did this earlier in the video that we were watching. I did a counter hit, but I did a counter hit with the dragon punch. But with the forward punch or dragon punch, I get that follow up attack either way on the counter hit. That's it. Yeah, that's all I wanted to show. So really, that's just for me. I just wanted to use that as a showcase for me, that this is like a refresher of what I do when I actually get back on there. Yeah, cool. So I think I'll get rid of Mass Effect, and we'll give Biomutant a shot tomorrow at some point. And I'll probably end up flushing it and trying that hired game or whatever it is. Not really sure. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. What's up there, Rauschka? Is Kai Foldre Arc an overhead yet? Is that his Greed Sever? But it's not Greed Sever. It's his weird upside down kick of some sort. We'll play this out a little bit more. Higher game. It's I can't remember what it's called. Hired Gun, I think it's called. It's a Warhammer 40k game. It looked really cool. Yeah, that is the move. Yeah, I don't know if it's an overhead, man. I really don't know. I didn't hear. I'm actually surprised. I didn't hear much about Kai Kiske. You know, we talked a bit about like I played Nago in the second beta, and I played Geo in this last beta. I didn't really hear much about Kai and what happened to the guy. I know a lot of people are upset that his dragon install isn't very good. Like, I guess you have to be really low health for it, and it kind of sucks. I know Soul Bad Guy was considered brokenly good. You know, Ram was considered really brokenly good. But, you know, it's just a beta. Saying brokenly good, you know. It's just a beta. It wasn't in the first beta. Really? Oh, wow. I don't think it was in the second either. Faldry Arc is not an overhead. That's weird. I don't know. I mean, he must have some other stuff. I never heard. Honestly, the only thing I ever heard out of the beta was how good Soul Bad Guy has it, and how good Ram has it with her exploding swords in the wall. Everybody else was kind of like in a weird place, right? Potemkin apparently was pretty good. Some people were upset with Milia because her set play is like really limited. Eno, nobody really talked about Eno. Anji like felt like a tank. He was like really, really slow. Yeah, I'm just not really sure. A lot of the beta talk was really, to me, it just sounded like a lot of Soul Bad Guy and a lot of Ram. There was a lot of talk about those characters. And then I played Geo and Nago, and you know they really shat on Nago apparently. I don't think they know what they're gonna do in Nago. I don't think they know what to do. Ramlethal swords are actually up, though. I think they could be really broken. Yeah, I mean I've seen plenty of people make the argument, and I'm a low tier guy, so I don't know. I really don't know how lethal something is. I mean, I had a hard time with her, but I had a hard time with everybody. That's kind of anecdotal. But a lot of people have pointed it out that, you know, the ability to fling the sword and then cause it to explode, and then it comes back really quick. Like, apparently that stuff just makes her really, really strong. I think her super is too strong. She has like an instant interrupt super. Like at any time she could just go, hold up, were you blocking? No? Well, now you just got hit and lost 25% of your health. You know what I'm saying? Like, were you already holding back? No? You're done. You're done. Like, man, that is so... Ugh. Just out of nowhere? Just super? Just super with that, huh? I think I'm going to get blown up pretty hard by that. I really don't know if they're going to make adjustments. You know, it seems like we're so close to the game. Would they really be making adjustments to anything at this point? I don't think so. I really don't know, though. I mean, maybe they do. I don't know. Did you get to play much of the beta there, Rauschka? You get to play some Kai Kiske? He looked kind of cool to me, but you know, I didn't get to play him. Did you heard Uncharted 4 possible coming to PC? I heard that Days Gone is coming to PC, which doesn't matter. I guess Horizon came to PC. Maybe the new one will too. I guess they mentioned some shit about, you know, Sony wanting to open up their stuff to PC. I think it's good. I think PC is great. There should be more support for PC for sure. Didn't get to play the second? Oh, I played the first, but only used RAM. Really? I played Nago only in the first, and then I heard they nerfed his blood in the second. It kind of sucks. I like Nago a lot. I would like to play Nago over Geo, but I want to learn the game through Geo first. And then when I get sick of her, or if I suck or whatever, then I'll try Nago. Your 2 cents? Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, I like PC. I think PC deserves more games. I think PC should always be the optimal gaming choice. But right now, that's not the case. You can't because you can't build anything right now. You know, it's impossible to build a PC for a good price. It's all fucked up right now. But eventually, it won't be. I made the connection to Yu Narukami from BB Tag, who I mained, and Kai, so he is of interest. Yu Narukami. I'm going to guess that the Yu Narukami is the guy who used to drive an ice car. The guy who used to drive the ice car. No, I'm wrong. Yu Narukami is from Megami Tensei. Is that Persona? He's from Persona. Persona 4 guy. Are you sure that's a BB tag? Maybe you meant to say Persona. Oh, no, wait. BB tag is the tag, of course. Damn, what was that? Likes hot sauce. Thanks for the prime, man. Resub, 44 months. Looking forward to your hot tub stream. Shit. Hey, instead of the hot tub stream, why don't you just enjoy your new sub badge, bro? Go check it out. You got a new badge and everything. Isn't that tight? I just got these loyalty badges, you know. Fucking enjoy the badges, bro. You got yourself a gold one. You're nice and big up there. You've already been here for centuries. Enjoy it. These are all brand new. Brand new. Just got them done. Yeah, right? Pretty tight. Pretty tight. Except you've got a fucking founder flag on yours, so you gotta get rid of that. I almost said a bad word. I'm gonna have to delete the VOD. I'm gonna have to delete the VOD. I didn't say it. It was really close, though. Dangerously close. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, I was gonna go back here. Click on the sword in the chat box. Can I replace the... Yeah, what Splinkin said. Listen to him. He knows what he's doing. I have no idea. Yeah, I played Persona 4 Arena. I did not do well in that. I got, like, perfected twice. I got instant killed more than twice. It really sucked. Really did not enjoy that. There's a 1K cheer badge. I hate it. Oh, yeah, you went fucking crazy one day, man. I don't know what the hell you were smoking. You were just like, let me give this guy all my fucking bits, and you just lost it. I thought it was funny, though. I think it was during the beta. Come on, man. It's still there. Where are all the new ones at? Damn, another? I don't smoke. Fuck you. Hey, thanks for the 100 bits, man. You don't smoke? Alright. You vape. It's all new. Thanks, man. Appreciate this resub there, too, Hot Sauce. It's good to see you, man. Hey, are you enjoying your PS5? You getting some games? Like, what's up, man? I think this is, I think I took a break. Curse, gotta delete the VOD. Yeah, it's too close. I was trying to say flag. Come on, man. You gotta give me a break. I'm really tired. I've been up all night. I work a night shift, man. I gotta go to bed. I'm looking to go to bed. Bought Madden 21 and Valhalla? Nice. You bought Valhalla? Crazy. It's 2 p.m. while you're still up. To be honest, I really wanted to talk to you guys about... I wanted this. I wanted to talk to you guys about this. And then I realized that this is not long enough for a stream. So then I was like, well, let's do that Guilty Gear thing I said I'd do. Because this is the final weekend before Guilty Gear shows up. I was like, let's talk about Guilty Gear. So I started talking about Guilty Gear. And now I'm very tired. Now I'm very tired. I'm really looking forward to this game, though. I think it's going to be fun. I hope you enjoyed at least the beta you got to play there, Rashka. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I don't know how I feel about, a game being dumbed down. I don't know how to feel about that. It's like, there is an appeal to me that I won't have to remember as much when I play it. But at the same time, I really like... The 3 months that I played in Xrd were really, really fun. And my favorite game is still Tekken.
Say your Buddhist prayers.
Thanks for the Buddhist prayers, man. Appreciate the follow. I don't know. I really like the complexity, but then I dropped it for a while and I tried to come back after 3 months of playing, and I couldn't do it. Maybe that's what I need. A simpler game for me to I can go jerk off on Call of Duty or something, or play God of War, and then come back. Opened up a Target red card for a free $80. Coffee? Bought coffee and games, Lamal. Cool, alright. Yeah, I really liked a set. I like the idea of Valhalla. It just, I didn't really like the execution that much, It looked pretty. Man, it looked really fucking... That's the prettiest game I've played is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It just didn't really have a lot to it. That's all. How come this seems? Do I not have you in high quality here, buddy? No, 720 720Zs. BB Tag was dumbed down. It was my favorite fighter. Really? Oh. I played Leo in Tekken 7. I'm at Ryujin. Fuck, you destroyed me. I never got out of blue ranks. I played Lei Wulong. I love the game. I put 400 hours into Tekken, but boy, I couldn't stomach the netcode after 400 hours. I just couldn't do it. I really wanted to. I really love Lei Wulong. The guy's so fucking fun. And Tekken 7 is just fun as hell. I played a couple of different characters. Fucking, Miguel? Man, Miguel was so fucking cool, right? You know, he has the back one counter hit. It's called Telefono or something. Fucking Telefono? And if he counter hits, you get like a whole combo of it. He just swings his fist like that. Man, pick up the fucking phone. It's for you. Telefono? That shit is so cool. Man, I really like Tekken. It's a shame Tulad's not here. He loved Tekken too. Oh well. That's such an awesome name for a move. He hits you. He just swings his arm like that and he hits you. And it's called Telefono or something. It's called Telephone. It kind of looks like he's holding his hand like a telephone too. That shit is tight. Way too tight. Yeah, Leo is kind of complicated, isn't she? Leo is like, kind of has like a lot of mix-up stance stuff, doesn't she? I thought she was kind of cool, or he. I don't know. It's kind of gender question mark on him, on that person. Yeah, that game was great. So here's a good question though. Tekken 7 had this release schedule where it was in arcades for 2 years because they had to release Fated Retribution for it, and it like was in arcades for a long time before it came to console, right? It really seemed to benefit from that. But at the same time, I really hated waiting 2 years while people that had active arcades got to get really good at it. I really resented that, and I feel like it was a bad move overall, despite the game being so good when it came out. I really feel like it did. I liked Street Fighter V's approach where it had like multiple betas and then came out. Even though each beta was worse than the last with Street Fighter V, every beta that kept coming out, it was like worse and worse and worse. They kept taking out more and more fun things that people found. And like, even though that is what happened, I still think the process was really, really cool. I liked the process better because it let us play it. It let us have our hands on and do shit. Like, I don't know. It just felt better to me to have the game be for everybody, you know? Yeah, it came out like shit, but at least everybody got to play shit, right? We didn't have to sit for 2 years while, you know, our active arcades got to play the shitty version of the game for 2 years. And then when they had like tournaments for the game, we were so bad, you know, we didn't even stand a chance. And it's like, you call that a tournament? You know, it's just the guys who have arcades, you know, East Asia, whatever, all they did was shit on the table, and then that was our gameplay, because we didn't know any better. We didn't know how to play. It was Tekken 7. Ugh, I don't know. I'm still kind of butthurt about it. But we'll see. I mean, I hope Tekken 8 comes out, like, well after COVID, you know, and I hope they don't do an arcade, you know, thing. I hope they do some kind of a beta. Let us all participate, you know. I hope it's something like that. I would really enjoy it if they did that. But I'm also really hoping the idea that Street Fighter 6 is good, you know. I hope there's a Street Fighter 6 that's fun, because I really didn't like 5, and I wanna have a Street Fighter that I can say, yeah, I played that Street Fighter, you know. I didn't like 4 very much. I didn't like 5. Well, I liked 5 a little bit, but it just ended up being too shitty. I guess I liked 5 a little more than 4, but I didn't like 4. The thing is, I just didn't like 4. It's not about liking 5 over 4. I just didn't like 4. It didn't really appeal to me at all. I think back then I was really into Mortal Kombat. I was really into Mortal Kombat 9. And then when Mortal Kombat 10 dropped, I really, really liked that one. That was super fun. They fucking put Predator in the game, man. That was a really good game. You didn't like 5 or 4. I really didn't like 5 or 4. Street Fighter for me, so why would you like 6? Because they changed the mechanics. They changed the mechanics pretty heavily between editions, right? Like Third Strike is way different from Super Turbo, Street Fighter 2, and all those are different from 4, and then all that's different from 5. The only argument you could make is that Street Fighter Alpha series plays a lot like 5. I think there's correlation between those two, but even then, I think like experts would probably say no. You know what I'm saying? They're different. They're totally different. But I don't know. I mean, I'm just hopeful. I really want a Street Fighter that would like grab me, and make me want to be really good at it. I'm just waiting for that Street Fighter. It might have already happened. It might have been Street Fighter EX plus Alpha. I don't know. But I just hope. I like having fighting games to play, and I never got good at a Street Fighter. So if Street Fighter 6 ends up being a better version of 5, or if it ends up being something like different but fun and interesting, like I would really like that. I would really like that. I'm open to a Street Fighter. I really would be. I was like, I guess really like as it stands, Street Fighter 2 is really the only one I have any experience with, because I played it so much as a kid. But I mean, I played it, but I didn't actually like know what I was doing, right? Back then, it was enough to learn how to do a fireball and a shoryuken. If you can do a shoryuken raw, you could just do that shit and not fuck it up. Like, you were considered good. And I could do that. As a kid, I could autistically practice that and get that DP out there every time. It felt good. That's really the last time I like heavily invested in Street Fighter was 2. And even then, it was just for fun. It wasn't even like competitive or nothing like that. I think this will be fun though. I think. It seems like a lot of people are into this one. Like, I watched Mike Ross. Like, he talked about playing the game. He's upset that Axel doesn't have a DP, but at the same time, he's like, he wants to play it. He wants to try it out and see how good it is. Does Alfie still have an arcade? Probably can't go in there. I actually went to Alfie's a couple years ago. And yeah, they have an arcade room. They didn't have Third Strike, but what they had was a game that I think actually came after Third Strike called Martial Masters. That's my name, by the way. Not the Masters part, but the first part. But yeah, Martial Masters. I wonder if I have a... Maybe I can find that. That'd be kind of cool. It actually is a really cool looking game. Yeah, there it is. They actually have this Martial Masters. God damn it! Hang on, I gotta give you a better screen. How do I make this? I suck at this. I suck at this. I'm sorry. Can I like pop it out or something? No. Maybe I should just use this browser instead. If I get rid of you, will you... Yeah, there we go. Maybe I can just do it like that. There you go. Martial Masters. They have this in the arcade. It's pretty tight. Learn to stream. I'm trying to. Just get a hot tub. Cool looking game, right? I think Third Strike, the art was like something to do with this. Like the sprite system is really fucking good. Master Huang. Pretty cool looking game. I would have liked to have learned it. But, there is something a little creepy about being a 35-year-old guy in the middle of a pizza joint learning martial masters, A couple of heads. Was turning a couple heads. Could have been a problem. Can't get a MAME. I could get a MAME, but at this point I'm saving myself for Strive, so. And I would want to go online and, play online and shit. Play an opponent, Like, beat those kids really early. Sorry, I missed what you were saying there, Hot Sauce. I can't tell if I should keep performance mode or quality mode. They both kind of look the same on my TV. I just keep it quality mode. Yeah, there's fidelity mode and there's infidelity mode, right? I think for me it looked way better in 60 frames per second, so I maximize that because your performance mode is going to be guaranteed 60. Your quality mode will not be 60 FPS. It will be less than that. So it really is just up to you if you're a 60 FPS guy or a 30 FPS guy. For me, 60 FPS really sells it. Really sells it. I can differentiate between 60 and 30 really not easily, but I can see the difference quite well in certain games. In Assassin's Creed, that's definitely one of those games where I saw a big difference. I prefer it in that mode because the PlayStation 5, the performance kind of maximizes for performance mode, whereas the fidelity mode is something that the Xbox actually does a little bit better than the PS5. The PS5 will lose frame rate in quality mode, whereas the Xbox will actually maintain a target FPS in it. I don't know why that's the case. I assume because the Xbox just has like, the teraflops to cover it. Whereas the PS5, you have to code it a little bit more specifically to the architecture or whatever it is. But yeah, I prefer performance. I like infidelity mode. That's my favorite. I do that for Spider-Man. I did it for Demon Souls. I did it for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's definitely my preferred mode. Hey, Rashka. Thanks again for the follow, man. I appreciate that. Sploinkin for the bits. Likes hot sauce for the prime. And Sploinkin again for gifting a sub as well as the 2 donations. You're a pal, man. I appreciate it. My most staunch supporters. I did these badges because I care about you people. I care about you people. I care about what you do. Your lives, your history, the mark that you leave, your legacies. You're all legends. This is your legend. At least in this chat. And honestly, I just didn't know what else to do. I really like it, though. I swear that I love these things. This came out looking really, really cool. I'm infatuated with the sword, the shields, everything. Fucking, I got this. I have my shield right here that the design is based off of. Fucking, I got my sword right here too. I mean, look at this shit. Like, look at this. This is, you guys are rocking this shit. You realize this is your stuff right here. You guys are in my house. This is you right here. This is all you guys. Sweet, I can get rid of the extra badge? Don't need everyone to know I'm the last hype train conductor. Yeah, word on the street passes around pretty quickly. It's been a pleasure, guys. Thanks for joining me for a mostly Let's Chatting and a little bit of Strive talk. I appreciate it. I'm going to go to bed. Go have Lothire polish his swords and you can go to bed. It's already polished, man. Fucking, come on. You think he did like a shitty job? He's got to polish it again? Give me a break. I am going to bed, though. Definitely going to take you up on that. So, future. Enjoy the badges. Thanks again. Going to send Mass Effect back. We'll give Biomutant a shot maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. I'm going to need some time to recuperate here. Once that's done, probably flush that game, go grab the Hired Gun game, the Warhammer 40k thing, see if I can give that a shot, see if I like it. And we'll go from there. If you guys have any suggestions, I could use some other games until Strive is out. I do have some time to kill in that respect. Once Strive is out on Friday, I begin my vacation at that point, so I will be playing a lot of Strive, I hope. It's going to be a bunch of Giovanna and maybe some Nago if I really actually start to learn how to play. That'll be nice. Not even going to address that. You guys enjoy your sub badges, alright? Thanks again for chilling. It's good meeting y'all, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow, alright? Peace out, everybody.